Ooh, I just love when that panther or whatever you want to call it just runs across the screen. And it means we're ready for another Friday night Ferocious Free-For-All. Thanks for stopping in on here, guys. It is Friday night. It is the 7th of May, 2021 already. Can you believe it? May already. Geez, half the year. Almost at the halfway point. Another month or so, and we'll be into June. But you know what? Tonight we're going to do a live drawing for the April $50 mobile app gift card. And also Alex from Beard Bento, I believe he's going to be stopping in after. He's got something going on right now with his family, something good. He's going out and doing something with one of his family members, and then he should be popping in here later. Alex is somebody I've known probably for 2 years now, and he runs a company called beardbento.com, where it's basically a monthly package that gets sent out. It's a subscription package, and it's a really nice box. And he's had some health issues lately, and he's going to stop in here, kind of give us an update, see how he's doing, and let us know what's going on with him. So let's get to it, guys. It is Friday night. Welcome to the weekend, and thank you for stopping in over here. It looks like Brian Hershey was first over here. What's going on, Brian? Thanks for jumping in. Good to see you, brother. Bearded Wolf is in the house. What's up, brother? Thank you for jumping in. Daniel, the Bearded Apprentice. How are you, sir? I caught some of your show the other day. Great job on your show, man. And I really want to start being able to see you guys more on your own shows when you're doing them. So, I think, I've told you in the past, and it's more solid now than ever. I will be starting Ferocious full-time starting in July. That means that I will be able to work on Ferocious during the day and into the evening if I need to, but it's going to give me so many more opportunities to talk to you guys, to watch some of your shows, to do some other things, have more structure at Ferocious. Right now, we're kind of just fly by the seat of our pants, just kind of get it done, and hey, that's a great idea, let's do it like right now, and I will be able to get a lot more structured once I go full-time with Ferocious, and I'm so looking forward to that, because obviously running a business is something I really love to do, and being able to do that full-time and really commit everything I've got into it is really going to, I think, really make things more magic than ever at Ferocious. So it's all thanks to you guys, too, and your support, you and other customers that support Ferocious. I cannot thank you guys enough, as you know, and I really, really am looking so forward to the last half of this year and really pushing Ferocious as far as I can possibly do. So thank you guys. Seriously, thank you very much. Let's see, who else is in here? We got BGG Beard Reviews. What's up, Dagan? Good to see you, brother. Big Man Bearded is in the house. I got like a little fruit fly flying around here. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. Let's see, who else is in the house here? Logan is here. What's up, man? And thank you so much. Congrats again, Nate, on that accomplishment. Thank you, Logan. I seriously can't thank you guys enough for that. Thank you. Let's see. Josu Zamora, first time on this live. Thank you for jumping in on here, man. We're so glad to see you. I'll tell you, this fruit fly, I don't know what's going on. We were outside actually today. It was the first time. You guys know I moved to this house back in like October. And today is the first time I actually jumped in the pool. It was like 85 degrees and the pool water was 80. So I went into the pool and then my daughter's friend came over, so they had a pool party after, and it's been one of those afternoons. It's been a really relaxing Friday evening, and couldn't wait to get on here, though, to say hi to you guys and have a great show tonight. But I will say it was the first time in the pool, and it's the whole reason we moved to this house was that pool in the backyard. So it was nice getting in there, and it's a saltwater pool, so I added about 8 bags of salt. 6. I added 6 bags of salt 2 days ago. So it was definitely ready, and I was so glad to jump in there. Charles McLaughlin's here. What's going on, brother? Thank you for stopping in. Glad to see you, brother. Bald and Beautiful's in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Who else is here? Gabe Caldwell's here. What's going on, Gabe? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in on here, man. Really good to see you. Lenny Stuff is here. Thank you for jumping in. Really appreciate seeing you, Lenny. And you mentioned, hey, hope all and yours are well, brother. Yeah, all is good, man. At this moment in time, knock on wood, we are all good and healthy, and things are looking really good. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Michael Zarati is in here. Let's see. Hello, all. My first time here. Is this the show for the greatest beer company and its owner, Nathaniel? What's up, Michael? Never cease to amaze me with how many kind words you have for us, brother. And you say that every time. So, good to see you, brother. Not your first time, and you know it, but I'm so glad to see you in here, man. Amrit is in. What's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. How are you doing? Let's see. We got 7 people here, and I'm trying to think. I really didn't write too many things on my agenda just because I just wanted to just hang out and just have a good time tonight. I will say, though, I did put something on the website that may or may not be of interest to you guys. Let's see. If you go to, and you don't have to do this right now, but if you go to ferociousbeer.com when you get a moment, you're going to notice on every link, like every product I have a special going on right now, and the special is this: if you spend $25 or more at Ferocious, it says right on there, if you spend $25, I'll send you a free oil. Select which oil you want, and I picked 2 oils. Obviously, Lone Wolf is one I really want you guys to try when you get a chance. That's that spicy barbershop aftershave. It's really a nice scent. I'm bringing that one back because that one used to be on the site, and then I took it off because I only went down to like 14 cents. But then one person asked for Lone Wolf, and I was like, man, this is such a good scent. And then a couple other people tried it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep this on the site. The second one is on there. It's that Backwood Chew. And the reason that one is on there is because I had an extra one that I made, and that was a collaboration corner scent from Big Man Bearded, none other than Big Man Bearded himself. And I had an extra butter that I made, and so I put that in the bathroom. And just today, I don't usually wear it because my wife, Barb, she has lately started getting migraines, and so I try to wear unscented. But I figured I'm going to be outside in the backyard. I'm going to put this thing on, and boy, I'll tell you what, that cherry tobacco and oud is just simply amazing. I really, really love that scent. And so, because I want you guys to try it too, I want to get your opinion if you haven't bought it yet. If you happen to go to Ferocious and spend $25 on anything, you can choose between either getting a free 1-ounce bottle of Backwood Chew, which again is that cherry tobacco and oud, or you can get a 1-ounce bottle of Lone Wolf, which is that spicy barbershop aftershave scent, at no extra charge. It'll be free. But the cool thing for me putting it on the website is that it allows me to see it when you actually place your order. It'll be like right in front of me on the order page. So I'll be able to see it, and I'll remember to make sure I put it in there for you. So that's definitely a pretty kick-ass deal. So I wanted you guys to know that that is up there. So hope you guys enjoy that. And I don't know how long I'll keep that up there, but I'll keep it up there for a little while. Just because I think it'll be pretty cool to have you guys try that and give me your thoughts on those scents. And especially it'll be great for Big Man Bearded to get some feedback too on what other people think of Backwood Chew if you get that one. So there it is. Let's see. Michael says that backdrop is absolutely perfect for Friday Night Free-For-All. Yeah, it worked out really well because the Friday night and the Free-For-All, you can see them both because... and they kind of go, I don't know. Yeah, it just looks really cool, I think, on the page. So we've got that going. Now, I did check the U.S. Postal Service because, as you know, for the live drawing for the April mobile app order, I have to give you guys a free way to enter the giveaway because that's just the law. I can't just say you have to purchase, only purchasers are eligible. I'm not allowed to legally do that. So the free way for you to enter these monthly giveaways is to send a letter telling me to our P.O. box, telling me that you are entering the giveaway for a particular month and which month it's for, and what else? I've got the instructions on the page there. And anyhow, once you do that, that's your free way of entering too. And then, but I checked my post office box and I didn't see any envelopes. So I am to assume that everybody who is ordering, or everybody who's entered this time around, is because of an order they placed in April. So if you placed an order in April on the mobile app, you are automatically eligible to win a $50 gift card tonight, which we will draw. So we will do that. But let's see. Without further ado, though, Alex from Beard Bento has showed up, and I would like to bring him onto the screen just to say hi. If those of you guys who don't know Alex, I've known him just about 2 years now, and really, really cool guy. And I want to just bring him on. So here he is. Hey, can you hear me? Hey, Alex.
Hey, what's up, Nate? How is everybody?
We're doing well, man. Everything's good. It's a great 85-degree day.
Sorry I was late. I had a consultation with a child psychologist.
Oh, no problem at all, man. I'm just happy to have you here.
So, I think we got pretty good advice from the consultation, so we'll be able to go with that.
All right, cool. So how you doing? I know that you had some health issues a little while back, and I know you're probably in the middle of it, but how are you feeling?
I'm feeling better. Honestly, it's not like so much, the actual ailment issues. It's as I talk to you, not knowing, right? It's almost worse. I mean, if I don't ever see iodine contrast liquid ever again, I'll be fine. I don't know if you're familiar with the effects of iodine contrasting is on your organs or anything like that.
Is that the one where you have to drink a liquid and then it somehow like shows up as a background against?
I guess body? On the CT they did injectables. Like they injected me with it. There is, I guess, ones that you drink. For mine, they just injected it, but it makes your whole body feel like you're on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And simultaneously have to pee like you've never felt like you've had to pee before at the same time for like a while. And then it goes away, but then you get like I'd say blips throughout the day, like where you feel like remaining effects of it, and you're like, ugh, like So I've had that.
Yeah.
Times. I guess for those that aren't familiar with what happened, I ended up getting something that I thought was like a stomach virus.
Mm-hmm.
And thought it was, just a stomach virus, and it's like, all right, knock me kind of on my ass for a week, or whatever. I'll take the Mucinex and all that BS and just kind of go about my day. And then a week went by, 2 weeks went by, and I'm only getting worse. And so then people, my family and I were like, well, maybe it's COVID, with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Went to the walk-in clinic, urgent care facility, and they were like, we can't test you. You got to go to the hospital. You're like severely dehydrated. You're at the point of like basically acidic.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And so I went, and then they ran a bunch of tests, and they're like, well, we got some bad news. This is what we so far have found. We're going to have to admit you and keep you under observation and give you all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And then, like, at the end of it, I was like, so what did you guys figure out from all these tests? And they were like, we don't really know. We're going to release you, but we're going to need you to keep coming and doing all these tests throughout the next couple weeks. And then next week, I have, like, a really big test. So, which I'm not looking forward to. I'll tell you about it later in private. It's a very
sure
test.
It
involves cameras going into places you don't want cameras to go into.
Sure. Say no more. I understand. Yeah.
And then then if they don't figure anything from that, I go meet more specialists. A urologist and then a nephrologist, and hopefully they figure out. I mean, basically what happened was they found things in my urine samples that weren't supposed to be in my urine samples. Like, without going into too much detail, and
chocolate, pretzels. No, I'm kidding.
No, and so
yeah, no,
a thing that I was like, oh, that's really like, what the hell's going on with that? And then,
sure.
So of course, like stuff with the box kind of got pushed to the side, and
Oh yeah, yeah. You got to take care of yourself. I
and
mean,
yeah,
for
but I
sure.
mean, communication was where I failed. Like and I think people need to get their orders out, and that's the thing I'm kind of trying to work on. I'm like, look, man, we had the issue where USPS lost one of my really big shipments, right? Just gone, and then as a small batch manufacturer, like it's not like you have that order again on hand.
Hmm.
Like I can't just call you and be like, hey, throw another box together, get it in
Yeah.
the mail to me. Like you've got to order the product, you've got to make the stuff, then you've got to ship it. So I received that order, and I'm just waiting on one order to arrive, and then I'm like getting everything out. Like it's a huge stack by my door of boxes that I'm like, all right, look, every day
Hmm.
I'm like,
Sure.
it's not like I'm trying to be an asshole,
So it was a product that you were going to put into one of your boxes that got lost in the mail, basically, and then
Uh,
so is that
yeah,
what it was?
yeah, for Bearded Wolf, it's not a colonoscopy. I'll tell you, they're not putting a camera up my back end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're putting a camera up my front end.
Yeah, that's you're
Yeah,
gonna need a different camera.
different camera, and yeah, I really don't want to. That's not somewhere I want a camera to go. Okay, and the guy was like, the worst part was the urologist was like, "Yep, we're just gonna run this test. It'll be no problem." And then I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "What's that entail?" And then he was like nonchalant, like it was uh like a Tuesday afternoon for him, like he
Yeah,
was
like
like,
we'll put a camera in there.
"Yeah, we'll put a camera. We're gonna run it up in here. We're gonna see this. Then we'll move the camera over to this way." Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what? Like, do we have to do that?" And he was like, "Yep, that's what we're gonna do." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
You know,
Wow. And you said is that next week? Is that what
yeah,
happened? Okay. All
yeah,
right. So.
uh, yeah. I had a CT. Uh, Last week. I
Mm-hmm.
had my last CT before the visit, or before I go see the specialist. So, and the worst part is that, like, I don't know how familiar you are with going to the doctors and getting like these intensive things like MRIs and CTs and stuff. You know, there's that whole
Like once in a very very blue moon for something, but not like probably every 10 years. Like not
and for me,
not
it's
very.
like, when you go in for just something to get like fluids, right, and to have them do a test on you, or to run COVID on you, whatever. And then
Yeah.
they're like, "Hey, we're taking you in, and we're doing these like super, specialized things." Um, and then you're like, "All right, well, what was the result?" And they're like, "Oh, we can't tell you that." I'm like, "Yeah, you can. You ran the tests. You know what was like going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the results. Why can't you just tell me, like, is it bad? Is it really bad? Like, is it okay? Like, what are we looking at?
Sure.
Like, instead of they wheel me back to some room and I sit in this room for like 3 hours with
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
worst thoughts in
There
my
was.
head. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they tell you, well, we'll wait till the doctor comes in, and it's
That,
like,
yeah, the doctor comes in and then you're like, okay, when is that?
yeah, well, he's out golfing right now, so he'll be back this afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like, so I'm sitting in this tiny ER room, and then like they're like, all right, we're gonna admit you. We're looking for a room for you, and I'm like, okay, shouldn't be that long. They told me that at like 9:30, and it wasn't until I think like 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. that they were like, we found your room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I went in, and I'm like, they're like, okay, we're gonna let you take a shower, and you're gonna, you can go to bed, and then they came in like every 20 minutes to do shit, and I was like, how am I supposed to like sleep with this, right? Like,
Oh,
it just, I mean, it's just not you're used to like being left alone when you go to sleep.
yeah. Michael Zarati. Imagine if the camera they sent up was a Polaroid and was taking pictures, and the doctors made you jump up and down so they could see the pictures.
Yeah, it's I just, it's awful, so
Yeah,
yes,
right.
it's not
Jeez.
something I wanted at 34 to be dealing with. They think what it was that that the Advil and the Tylenol caused it.
They think that maybe okay,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
well, let's
That's
hope
what they're
so.
that's what they're thinking it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because from my thinking is that the to tell you to explain it to everybody, they found under microscopes like white blood cells and red blood cells
Mm-hmm.
in the urine, but I think they only found that in that first test. Is my thing. I think that's why they released it. Is that when they did the first test, they found it, and then it wasn't in the you know
Yeah.
later test wasn't showing up. So I think that's why they're like, all right, was it just this,
Mm-hmm.
or was it something indicative of something a lot worse that's gone undetected up until now that we're gonna go and find, and that's the fear. It's like, was it just something minor, or is it that I'm gonna go in and you're gonna be like, hey, it's a lot worse, which
Sure.
I'm hoping it's just a minor thing, obviously, so I can continue.
Oh, yeah.
I can get back on track, and I can go back to doing the box and everything else. Congratulations on being able to do this full time.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I it was really just an opportunity at my day job that they happened to have a program where for certain people, who had a certain amount of time there, plus if their age equaled a certain thing, they would offer you a voluntary buyout.
Yeah.
And I started there back in '98, and I was like, wow. I mean, I can't believe how long it's been since I've been at this company. Except for 1 year, I left to go through like the police academy, and I became a dispatcher for the University of Texas in Arlington. But the hours there were going to be like 3 to 11, Tuesday through Saturday. So I would never have seen my kids.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, I got to get back to my day job, and that was like going on almost about 5 years now. So came up this year. They're like, yeah, we're going to have this voluntary buyout. If anyone's interested, here's the criteria, and you just have to apply, and likely you'll be accepted. So I was like, it's a great opportunity. It doesn't come along very often where for a period of time I'll actually be paid by this company, by my day job to not work. So it's like, well, then hell yeah, I'm going to apply my time to Ferocious and really go full steam ahead and do the things I really want to do with Ferocious,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very fortunate in that aspect. And healthcare is okay. Like they're going to keep the healthcare for 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'll either keep maximizing Ferocious and doing as much as I can to keep growing and make enough where I can pay for healthcare or find some decent healthcare, or I will still build it up, and then in 6 or 8 months I'll look for something else that's maybe not so corporate, but just something that's actually that I really enjoy fun wise, that has medical benefits too, and that way I'll be doing my Ferocious stuff plus whatever I end up doing, but like I'm looking even to maybe getting back into flying like I used to fly. I used to fly for fun, a little 2-seater Piper Tomahawk, or Traumahawk as they call it. But if I'm thinking about maybe even becoming a flight instructor and doing that. So we'll have to see.
Man.
All right, this is my daughter.
Hey, how are you?
And this is my daughter's friend.
Hi.
Okay, you are now live on YouTube. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Boy. But anyway, that's what I'm trying to do, and we'll see what happens. But I'm super psyched because all the things I want to do during the day I can't because I'm doing my day job, and it's like I have to wait till 4 o'clock before I could actually start rocking on the Ferocious boat. And so I'll see people doing streams during the day. I'm like, oh, why can't I do this? I can't really jump on because I'm taking calls or I'm working on something at my day job.
Yeah,
so.
I mean it happens, but
so with Beard Bento now, that's not your full-time gig, is it? Or is it?
For a while there, I was trying to make it my full-time gig, but I was going to school at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just, and then COVID kind of hit, and right when I was about to transfer from like the community college to university. I think I'm gonna end up what I'm gonna do now is go find something else to do financially while doing Beer Bento on the kind of on the side here.
Yeah.
And eventually, like I'm looking into going. We have a local college. It's not even a university. Like a local college here that is basically like community college, but has 4-year programs and just finish out like what I was already doing. Just over there. I got to look into that. But right now, I'm just looking to try and find something to do, for, like work-wise.
Work-wise, yeah.
Will, give me benefits and all that kind of stuff. That's
sure.
what I'm looking at doing. Because beforehand, I was doing culinary. I was working in restaurants. Before I even went to school and started here at Bento. But the issue is no benefits.
Yeah. No, that's a big issue. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was getting to be like 30 years old, and I was like, I kind of need these benefits things, right? Like, I was like, and I need more than like minimum wage or slightly above minimum wage to pay.
Yeah, 401ks or medical.
Like, I'm gonna need like something that I can put money into, like IRAs, like money that I can, grow with. Not like, hey, we're gonna pay you $12 an hour, and we're not gonna give you 40 hours. And we're not going to give you benefits, and we're going to expect that you just kind of accept that and are okay with it.
And don't be late or you're fired.
No, and that was one of the things was, like, I got a job at one restaurant, and they promised me other stuff. Like, I left a corporate restaurant. I was working at I don't know if you know what Cinebistro is. Or, what Cobb is?
What is it?
What Cobb is, like the movie theater company, like AMC or Regency or Regal.
I know the Regal and AMC, but not Cobb. Is that like another one down in Florida? Okay.
No, they're nationwide.
Oh, they are. Okay.
They had a smaller, more upscale kind of company that they owned, like a subsidiary called Cinebistro, which was like you go see a movie and you have the dinner and the bar.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I know what you mean. Yep.
Yeah. So I worked there, and it was very corporate. And everything was fine. The pay was good. It just eventually what ended up happening was they brought in a new guy to be the manager, and we just didn't see eye to eye, And there was issues with hours and stuff, and I was like, look, I'm gonna go find something else, And so I found another place that was and it was like I had to drive 30 minutes. Plus to get to the job every day, and then 30 minutes back at like 3-4 a.m. Right? It wasn't conducive for a long. I worked there for a couple of years. I was like, this is just not. I need to find something, and so I found something closer to my house, and they offered me. They were like, look, we can't match your pay immediately. We're going to give you like 30 days, and then we'll match your pay, and then they're going to give you 40 hours, and then at 60 days, we'll give you benefits or something, like it was like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And 30 days came, and I was like, all right.
Jeez.
Hours.
They were like,
where's my pay? And they were like, nope.
Are you serious? See, that's the thing that sucks about not corporate job. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you go, like, I work for a company right now that has like 45,000 employees. They're tight. Like, they know how to run HR. But when you run into these companies that, pay you, they'll give you benefits until after you've been there, like at least 30 days, sometimes 60 days.
Some days 90.
Or some days 90. And it's like, fine. But you're working full time, it's like that's crap to me. I mean, that is. And these are the things I do worry about because since I'm leaving this company, I was like, well, I'm going to be on the open market for things where, I'll be experiencing that too, I'm sure. But,
no, one of those things that I was like, look, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I was like, I'm going to be 30 years old. This was fine when I was like 18, 19, early 20s. This was fine. But like now it's like, all right, enough's enough. I got to go figure something else out.
Sure.
And so I fuddled around with different things. Thank you. That's my girlfriend. Say hi.
Hi. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Always.
And so she's actually the one who got me motivated to go back to school and then start Beard Pinto.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I wasn't honestly really doing anything. You know, like I mean, I was working, but it wasn't like really working.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Like, I don't know about how you like when you started your company. When I first started Ferocious, and even to today, I've always in my mind I've always considered Ferocious to be a part-time gig, and the reason I've always put that in my mind from the beginning is so I wouldn't be disappointed if I didn't sell a lot of things. And that's how I stayed motivated. I'm like, hey, I got like when I first started, like in 2017, maybe once a week I get a sale. I'm like, yes, part-time gig, and I got a sale. Then maybe a couple of weeks later I get maybe 2 sales a week. Yes, part-time gig. Now I'm making more sales. I'm getting maybe, I don't know, 1 to 4 or 6 sales a day. But they're decent sized sales, some of them, so, but I still in my mind, I'm like, yes, part-time gig. Because I think if I had approached it as, man, this is going to be my full-time gig someday, and if I started out with that mentality, it takes like years to really gain.
Yeah, I didn't start up with that, and I wish I had. Like,
Mhm.
it was a lot more like conservative and optimistic. Like, I was like, all right, you know, and I think it's because like in situations like we not long after I started the company, we got the foster kids, so it was
Mhm.
like, okay, like I was like, man, this needs to like take off. We got real responsibilities here, like
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I mean, honestly, it wasn't my first attempt. Like, my first attempt at starting anything was I wanted to start a natural soap company for like men, right?
Okay. Mhm.
And then like I started making soaps. Like I even had a soap that had bacon bits in it,
Oh wow.
and like all this weird stuff, and then what happened is I started going to the local markets, which was where I figured out like I could sell the, because I didn't even know about how to build a website. Like I was like, don't even worry about building a website. Like, let me try to sell this locally at these like local markets. And so I
Mhm.
started going and doing like I'd go on the weekends and I'd travel to different local markets and I'd see what the people were selling and there would be these women there that were selling soap far better than I ever could have made.
Mhm.
Soaps that smelled good and worked and were just like amazing like looking soaps that they had ones for all genders
Yeah.
and they weren't selling shit. Like, and I was like, I'd see people walk up, pick their soaps up, smell them, and then put them like be like, oh man, this smells great. And then look at the price and put it down, and just like keep walking. And I was like, all right, this isn't gonna work, right? I was like, this is not gonna work here. You know what I mean? Like I was like making these artisanal soaps is just not gonna pay bills because
Yeah, Barb made soaps for Ferocious, and I mean soaps are great, but they're not like big sellers, but they take up a ton of space and they're heavy to ship. So so yeah.
And so like I put that on the back burner, and then I started growing a beard, and I discovered like beard products, right? And I was like, all right. Started looking into how to, what are these beard products? What are they really made out of? Like, how do you make this?
Mhm.
And I started. I was like, all right, I'm gonna start this beard company. And originally, it was gonna be called DOB Naturals, which was descendants of Bartholomew. I don't know if you know who Bartholomew Roberts is. He's a big pirate. He was a big pirate. Okay. So it was gonna be a whole pirate themed company. I'm from Tampa, Florida, like
Yeah.
pirate thing. So I had like a scurvy, which is like a citrus scent or some BS, right?
Yeah.
And then I got into starting to make these products in my garage and in my kitchen, and realized just how expensive and how hard fragrancing was.
Mhm.
And I hit a wall, right? Like I just hit a wall with that, and I didn't know like how do you incorporate a company? How do you make a website? Like how do you do all this stuff? But I learned other things. Like I learned how do you make a logo cheaply? How do you get this made? How do you do that made? How do you, I learned all this stuff. And then the rest of it just kind of came trial and error. Eventually I
Mm-hmm.
was like, for Beard Bento was, I had to do a school project on Birchbox, right? And I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
okay. I looked at the philosophy of what Birchbox was, and I was like, all right, this works for women. Why can't it work for men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beards. Like I was like, our beard products are just female beauty products repackaged and refragranced. That's all they did. They took female hair care treatments, and honestly, they're ethnic hair care products. They're not even like they're from the ethnic hair section. If you ever go to like Walmart or Walgreens or one of these, that's where you find all the same stuff. Like
Okay.
beard oil is just African American hair care treatments, hair oil treatments, and they just bottled up a bunch of them together, mixed them up, and added things like spruce and cedar, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then we're like, it's beard oil, smell like a man, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's all that really happened. And so I was like, all right, I could put stuff in a box, right? And I went in. There was a lot of levels of it of just going in not knowing, right? Like I think a lot of it, maybe with you first, is like was you kind of just have to take jumps, right,
Yeah.
into things,
Yeah.
not
Just try
knowing
it.
what you don't know, right? Like
Yeah.
you're like, I think I know this, but I don't know what I don't know, and then you're like, so I'm gonna take this leap, and
Mm-hmm.
then we'll hope that I catch enough vines on the way down that I make it to the other spot, right? Like and
Exactly. That's a really good way of putting it. Because yeah, every single decision you make, you've never done before. So you
yeah,
don't know what the outcome is. You have in your mind what you take tactical risks and you think it through and
you're
you
like,
think it
okay,
might work.
if I spend $1,000 on building this company, right? You're like, and I get it up and running, and we only make $100. You're like, I can live with the loss of $900, right?
Mhm.
You're like, is that in my budget to live in that loss? Then you're like, all right. Then you have to look at how many. Okay, and the ones that I really worry about are the companies that they come out and they don't make any sales for months, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows about it. And you're like, all right, then how many months are you going to keep running this thing? Right?
Right.
Like you're at zero. Why? Why are you at zero?
Yeah.
Right?
And like in your example, like if you lose $900, hopefully you'll be able to figure out at what point you lost it. Like in other words, okay, if I hadn't done this, I might have only lost 600. Or if I had done this, maybe I would gain a few hundred. Like in other words, the idea, even if you lose money, is that you've learned something from that,
Like,
and you'll try something different next time. Learning from what.
like I put off. I was going to try and get the box on Amazon subscription, and I got to put that back up again.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I food in my mouth.
No, it's all right.
But the issue is like, you think it's just like, I don't know if you've ever made an Amazon listing. Like
No,
like
because I don't have on my bottles. I don't have SKUs, so
yeah.
I have too many products to affordably
so
have.
like one of the things was, I was like, I had made Amazon listings in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was gonna put DOB on Amazon, and then like originally DOB was gonna be a Chinese manufactured drop shipping company.
Ooh,
Uh,
I don't know if that go too well in good old USA.
I didn't know, like, no, the issue is, like, I was going through this whole thing where I was learning about how to build these Chinese manufactured dropshipping companies, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, so I put in all this money to get this product made, like the label, all this stuff that I could have done for a hell of a lot cheaper on my own, right?
Mhm.
Through this company in China, I'm sending them money, they send me these products, I'm testing them, they're terrible. Right, I'm
Mhm.
giving them back, sending them, things back.
Yeah.
So then, the issue with Amazon with that, they didn't like the Chinese documentation at the time, so my account got like temp froze, where I had to get like special Chinese documentation that cost like a ton of money to get, and then it's still like they were just beating me around the bush. And eventually I was like, I can do this on my own. And
Yeah.
then that was when I started learning how to make it on my own, right? And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm really bad at this. Like, I was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
but what happened with the Amazon thing recently is they send me all the information. I'm going through it. It's deceivingly simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, fill out this Excel document that we've already pre-built for you, right? It's got like 15 cells. Just fill this cell document out. It's not a problem. It'll take you, whatever. And I'm like, okay. Except for each cell is like 2 hours worth of work on Amazon's back end.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
it's like, hey, have you done your tax documents?
Huh.
Check yes. Like, that's
Check
one
yes.
cell.
Then more cells open up.
No, and it's like it's got all these cells, so each one is like a yes or no question. But it's
Mhm.
like, set up the marketing for the thing. Have you set up your tax information? Have you set up
Mhm.
your legalization information? Like it's deceiving. Like you
Yeah.
15, 16 boxes. But honestly, it's like I got to this part where it's like I now have to design the marketing and all this other information and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't
Thanks,
know how
Emma.
to do- I
Yeah.
don't know how to do that. Like, and I was like, so I need to find somebody who does, and then I can finish it and get it back. But then the other problem is, I'm like, all right, am I pre-building these boxes and sending them to Amazon, right? And then they're shipping them, or is it going to be a thing where they send me the information and I send out the orders when they go out, right? And that's what I kind of have to look at, and then like, how does that whole thing actually work, right?
Yeah.
But I
I looked at that too. With Ferocious, I looked at Amazon, and from what I could gather, there was a couple of different ways. One is either you could place your, they could send you the order, and then you could ship it from your location, which in your case would be good because if it's a monthly thing, you're in control of when you ship it. Or you could pay like literally rent, and I could ship a bunch of bottles of products or things to them, and it would be in their warehouse. And then whenever someone placed an order, they would just get it from their warehouse and do the Amazon Prime free shipping. But I'm paying rent to place my bottles in there, which I mean is okay, except because the person who's ordering it will get it for free with Prime, and not for free. I mean they'll get the free shipping,
Yeah, Prime shipping.
But I'm paying for but I'm paying for rent, and not only that, but I'm also paying a commission or a percentage of every sale too.
Yeah. And
So
that was the thing was that I was looking at. Okay, the margins in beard products are so small, right? As you know, they're very like tight, right? In manufactured beard products.
yeah, it depends how much you make. Like in other words, like if you're buying just a like a small bottle of like like when I first started, I used to get jojoba oil, but I'd buy the 2-ounce bottles. No, I'm sorry, I'd buy the 4-ounce bottles, which were like $10 each. So I'd get 4 of those. It was $40.
Yeah.
Now I'm buying in bigger bulk, so I am saving some money. But you're right. I mean, it's still like there's a cost involved with
and
getting everything.
So I was like, oh look, I can get these beard products from China manufactured for like $2 a product, right? And then I was like, okay, I can put it on Amazon at the $19.99 or $20 that everybody else is selling their products on Amazon for.
Mm-hmm.
And after Amazon's commission, I'm making $16 to $14 per bottle, right, of beer.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not bad. And then a lot of the ways people sell stuff on Amazon is they add it to these affiliate marketers like products things that you can that affiliates can get a percentage. So then you're like, all right, then I'm taking let's say $2-3 from every sale to give to the affiliate marketer,
Mm-hmm.
but then you're not really
Yeah. Rudy says with Amazon, mark up your product to cover the cost.
Yeah, and Rudy, if you know how to do Amazon, message me. We can have long talks because I need help. And if I don't know if anybody here is not familiar with what the box does, or how the box works. I'm trying to see the comments.
So I'll tell you what. I want to do our $50 April giveaway.
Okay.
So let me just do that because it's already 8:45, if you can believe it, and I want to do that so everybody gets a chance to see if they won. And again, okay, guys, this is for the if you place an order on our mobile app in the month of April, you are automatically entered to win. So let me share my screen. Let's see, share. Okay.
Oh,
So I'm going to share this real quick.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm. Just, you do you. I'm taking a picture so I can remember Rudy's name so I can message him later.
Oh, yeah. Rudy's from the DFW area, too. So I see him periodically. So I will. And he's a great guy, by the way. So, and he makes some amazing soaps, as well as beard products, but he makes some amazing soaps.
Oh, well, if he wants to be in the box, message me. Let me know. We can work on that too.
Sure.
Which I might, you know, if you, would you like to do the box, maybe this month?
Maybe, yeah. I'll get with you about that and see if we want to do something about that. But yeah, so if you guys can see, this is the amount of mobile orders we had in the month of April. So there was like 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24 orders came in on the mobile app this month.
Okay.
So I already have, the cool thing about this is I already know who placed the orders because they came in on the mobile app. So I already have their email address. And if their order number comes up, I will send them a $50 gift card to Ferocious.
Okay.
So on the count of 3, I'm going to spin this. 1, 2, 3. It's working a lot faster than last week. All right, so it was order number 4351. And let me just see if I recognize the name of that person here.
I'm sure you can hear my kids.
Yep, that's okay.
No, I'm just letting you know.
All right. Yeah. Let me just check one thing here. Someone, I think they're in the audience right now, so let me just double check. Yes, that is Big Man Bearded. Big Man Bearded won.
Congratulations. Did you pay to build the app, or is it just like a?
Yeah. So I not to well. So let me go back to my screen so I can see you. So yeah. It says it's him. It's Big Man Bearded. Big Man Bearded. If you're out there still in the audience, you are the winner of a $50 gift card. So congratulations. Awesome. And yes, that is Rodney. So nice. So the app is, there is a charge.
Okay.
So how their app works, well, let me get that off the screen just so we have more space here to talk. So how the app works is, if you want just Androids to see it, Android phones, you pay basically half the price. If you want Androids and iPhones to see it, you pay twice the price. You know what I mean? Like the full price. And it's not. I mean, it's public knowledge if you go on there, but it costs me $80 a month to have an app.
Okay.
So to me, it's worth it because I think it's convenient for customers to have an app, and I think it's something where I can customize it pretty close to how I want it to look. There's certain things that the app doesn't allow me to do. Like, for example, at Ferocious, you can create your own beard oil, but there's certain choices I can build into the website that the
You
app can't pick up on
Yeah.
those choices.
So who runs?
It's a third party. I forget the name of the vendor, but
Shopify? Do you use Shopify?
I use Shopify.
Or
Yeah,
is this a plugin?
it is, but their apps work on more than Shopify. You have to program in like what you're using, and so from Shopify I can control like I can show reports of who placed orders via the app, who placed orders via the website, that kind of thing. So it lets me filter out who just placed orders in the app, and then I can get this list of order numbers and plug them in. So
All right.
that's how it works. But, there's like with Shopify, there's essentially a fee for every app they have now. It
Yeah.
used to be when I first started, Shopify would internally work with you to work on what you're looking to do, and they would come up with a solution, or they'd say, no, we just can't do it. Now I've noticed more and more what they're saying is, well, we don't do that, but here's 3
Billion.
apps that do, and you have to pay X amount of whatever it is, $10 a month, $3 a month, $50 a month, whatever whatever they happen to charge,
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what it is. Reviews, like I have reviews on my website, that costs money, but there are several different companies you can
We're
use.
going to add reviews to the box, to the website.
I wish I had added reviews years ago, and I didn't.
And then, like, the thing I thought about getting into a while ago, you'll laugh, was TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I have one.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to buy the light and, like, make the stupid videos, right? And do the dances and all that. But, like, one, I don't have time, right? To, like, constantly every day set up and, like, do these videos. And then, two, like, the editing,
Oh yeah, there's a lot to it, and that's why I'm looking forward to going to full time, because I'll have time to do this stuff, extra stuff.
And I'll be like, all right, cool. Let me learn this dance, and I'm very uncoordinated, And
Mhm.
I also couldn't figure out how to make a lot of the trends. Because what I figured out from watching TikTok for a while there is
Mhm.
taking whatever the trend is and making it your own, related to whatever you do, right? Like if you're selling beard products, it's taking your thing and making it like about beards.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how to do that.
So a couple of weeks ago, I did an Instagram. What do they call them? Not stories, but reels. I think I did a reel, and like literally within 10 minutes, it had 1,600 likes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What the heck? I never seen that. But if you use TikTok reels or TikTok streams or whatever, I've learned this from somebody else, that if you use TikTok videos on Instagram, they don't push it out to that many people,
No,
because it's not their own. They want you to use Instagram.
Yep.
So I'm gonna send out Big Man Bearded Rodney's $50 gift card right now, so he can take advantage of anything he wants to.
I wish I'd known, and we could have done a giveaway or something. I guess
Oh, that's okay. I mean, we're here every Friday, and
Yeah.
I'm here every Friday, and most of these people here are here every Friday too, because we're like the core Ferocious Nation, So, we've got some really good people here, and it's humbling,
Yeah. No, I would have given away some boxes. I have some.
Well, we can do one if you'd like. It's up to you. If you think you can swing it, we can. If
Yeah, I mean, I can say, what do you think? 3, 4?
totally up to you. Totally
Yeah,
up to you.
4.
4 boxes? Yeah. All right, we're gonna do 4 giveaways, guys.
I guess. What do you normally do? The number? Pick a number.
Yeah, and so like for example, we've got 11 people here, so I'd usually pick like 5 or 6 numbers, and then first person to pick the number will win. Let me just send this. I'm about to hit send. This is going to Rodney right now. So see how long this takes to send in World Wide Web time. So
What's up,
he should
Mo?
be getting that. What's this say? Bearded Shark says, I may or not just ate a large pizza. That's why I'm slowly responding back. A pizza? I just had pizza too tonight. Amrit says, yeah, we're not here for giveaways, just good company. But if you want to give me something, I'll take it. Absolutely. All right, guys. So, all right,
Yeah,
you heard Alex. So let's do a giveaway. All right.
Let me get my phone out so I can write down the names.
All right. I'll document them too if you want. That way you'll have them.
Okay, yeah. If in case I miss one, so I can. Yeah. Do you guys have good? You're in what? Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, yeah.
Yeah. We just got a pizza place near my house that's like really good. So.
Yeah. We have I love supporting small businesses.
No, the guy has converted like a lawn maintenance trailer into a brick oven pizza food truck, and he puts it up in this parking lot. I just go over there and I get the pizzas.
Oh, sweet.
But I haven't gone in the past couple weeks because, you ever know when you give somebody kind of business advice and you're like, hey man, you really need to fix this, and then they don't fix it. Like, are they like, okay, you hired this guy to kind of help him make the pizzas during the day. That's terrible. Like the quality of pizza that he puts out is up here, and the quality the other guy puts out is like way down here. And I'm like, man, you are like, well, no, because he was getting clients. Like he had a woman who he was telling me it was like a $3 million mansion. Hire him out to do her kid's like birthday party.
Oh wow.
Like, and then he's like, so I'm like, look, if you want to keep getting clients like that, right? You're not going to be like, you can't let this happen over here, man. Like,
Yeah.
Like, and every time I drive by, it seems like the other guy's there, and he's not. And I'm like, and I know he has to go do other things to run the company, but it's like, find somebody who cares, I guess, as much about the company and the pizza as you do, right? And that's the issue. Like,
oh yeah. No, and remember, with your business, nobody will care quite as much about your business as you do. Some will get pretty close, but yeah, no one will.
Hey, hold on. Hey, buddy. Right. Look, you see yourself?
Hi.
You see yourself?
Oh, do you have a boo-boo on your cheek?
Yeah, you got a boo-boo? Good night.
Good night.
Are you mad at mommy? I mean, that's the look that he's putting is, I'm mad.
Yeah. Well, I'd be mad too if I had to go to bed.
No, he's mad because he got a boo-boo and he had to disinfect his wound.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Of course, here's the other one for everybody.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. You see yourself? You look so cute. Say hi.
She's like, hi. Have a good night.
See ya.
All right, so
he's like, I don't get it.
Yeah. What's the draw? You guys are watching the internet.
Well, no, he likes it if you FaceTime when he can see himself on the FaceTime. What he likes, and then he can hear the other people's voice. But it's like he's only 2, so or 1.5. So it's like it's people he's familiar with. He's like, oh, that's so and so. I like that person, right? So
in 5 years, they'll be teaching you things. Because, I mean, my daughter's teaching me things about TikTok that I never knew.
Yeah, I there's so much of it I don't understand. Like, I see these videos and I'm like, okay, I don't think I could ever do the transitions or the things like these people do. And I'm like, like, I don't know if you've seen the one where the guy, like, moves his head and it makes it look like it's, like, spinning and it's, like,
yeah.
All this stuff.
All right, let's do the first giveaway because I don't want to get so all right, guys, here's the rules for the giveaway. I'd like you, when you see the word go, to type in one number between 1 and 5, one number between 1 and 5, and then I'll pick a number, and if I pick your number, you will be the winner of box number 1. So here we go, guys. Get ready, get set, and go. And yeah, as Vado says, only under 110. Don't cry if you get prioritized.
Yeah.
All right, here come the first set of numbers here.
it pop up with the number on the screen?
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen again, and that we'll pick it together.
Okay.
All right, so we've got 5 numbers, 1 through 5 set up, and this is for the first box. So here we
Okay.
go, guys. First winner was number 5, which was
Bearded Wolf.
Bearded Wolf.
Okay.
All right, so
Let me write that down. And Bearded Wolf, if you have Instagram, just find me and message me and be like, "Hey, I'm the first winner," and I will. I'll get your shipping information and then send a box out to you.
and you're on Instagram as it's Bearded Bento, right? No, Beard Bento. Beard
It's
Bento.
Beard Bento. Yeah, I use the same thing for all social media and stuff.
That's really smart to do that.
That way, it's not like you have to look up one name for this thing and one name for something else. It's just all. Originally, I wasn't gonna call it Beard Bento. It was just gonna be like Beard Crate or like Beard Box.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked up how much those domain names were, and realized I couldn't afford them. And then I think Beardbox was like $50,000
Holy moly.
for the domain name, and then like
Whoop.
150,000 or something ridiculous. Like it was something ridiculous on GoDaddy that I was just like, I don't even know how to afford that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
for like $1.99, right?
Yeah, like the websites I have, they're all, I think, $14.99 each.
Yeah.
You know, so, and I've got a lot, like fbeard.com, ferociousbeard.com. What else? There's feriouslady.com for women's products, and they all go to ferociousbeard.com. So, all right. So, do you want to do any more boxes? Then you want to do the
Yeah,
total of 4?
I thought we were gonna do 4, so yeah.
Yep. All right. So let's do that. We will now do for the second box number 2. And we've got 11 people here. So same thing as before. We'll have 5, like pick a number between 1 and 5, and we'll do that when you see the word go. If you could type in one number between 1 and 5. And I think we should set a rule that if you won a box, then you should probably not enter into the next
for the second
one.
time, yeah.
So let's do that for these rounds, guys. If you've won, like Bearded Wolf in this case, if you don't mind stepping
so
out for this one.
He was asking Amrit what it is I run a bearded subscription box. So the what we're doing is I'm giving away actually boxes this month, or probably this month or one of the ones from this past month that I'll could have extras of. So there's stuff that hasn't gone out yet.
Here, this is like the website, and this is kind of this is a representation of things similar to what you might see. It's from different companies.
My first product photography I took, and then I ended up getting a cease and desist letter.
Really?
Yeah, but I won't tell you the company, but yeah, they sent me a thing.
Wow.
And I was like, and as you can tell from the photos, I don't make any attempts to make it seem like that is my product, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was not attempting to make it seem like I owned their IP, right? And they just never got back to me on whether or not I could use their IP. They sent me a thing and were like, until we decide, like, we want you to cease and desist using our products in your photography and in your marketing. And I went, okay, right?
That's ridiculous. But anyway, I get it though. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. Luckily I was able to contact somebody else and be like, hey, can I put your product in here? And they were like, yeah, and I went, great. And I just retook the photos.
It's like, yeah, it's like I'll put your stuff in instead, right? Yeah.
Honestly, it was like, it wasn't a big deal. I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like especially when I think I'd only been out for like 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh my god, I've only been open like 2 weeks, and I'm already getting like basically sued. Like I was like, this is not good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, no wonder all these businesses are going belly up.
Yeah.
All right, guys, same rules as before. I'm going to put the ready, set, go. When you see the word go, type in one number, please, between 1 and 5, and you will be the winner of box number 2 if we pick your number here live on the live stream. So here we go, guys. Get ready, get set, go. And Amr, if that answers your question, cool. If it doesn't, or if you want more details, Alex,
Message me.
yeah, message Alex. Or,
And what I can always do is just send you out a free box to try.
all right, so here come the numbers. And I always put this up just so, like, if I review the video later, I can see when it was we did the giveaway. So I can, like, if I forget to type it or somehow it gets deleted or whatever, I can. All right, everybody stop. And see the numbers here. And I'm going to also just type in stop. And then we'll spin it together. This is working a lot faster than last week. Last week, my computer was super slow, and like it took literally almost 45 seconds to spin the wheel, or almost a minute. It's like the suspense is killing us. Here we go, guys.
How's that?
Number
was
one,
bold and beautiful.
bald. Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Congratulations, bald and beautiful.
Congratulations.
All right. Let's see. Nice.
Oh, no, I tell you.
Is that your cat or mine?
That's mine. And it's one of our 2 cats. And he comes in, and she comes and hangs out. And, like, if you're in the bed, she wants attention. If you're not in the bed, she couldn't care less.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a cat that's very, like, if I close my door during the day, he'll keep, like, not scratching, but pawing gently at the door, but it's annoying until I let him in, and then he sleeps in the sun. And then, like, I already heard him trying to get in before, but I'm like, no, not right now. All right, so let's do box number 3 now. So the same thing, Bearded Wolf and Bald and Beautiful, if you could not enter. But we've got 11 people, so I'm going to actually change it to 4 numbers instead of 5, just to give, see if it comes in, you know, with more opportunities. So when you see the word go, if you could type in one number between 1 and 4, and we'll see who the winner of this 3rd box is. Get ready, get set, and go.
Are you still doing the live stream where you build the product on the stream?
So it's Collaboration Corner on Tuesdays. I do that. I don't actually physically build it during the show. I did do a live stream once where I was filling orders, though. But what I'll do is I'll basically get ideas from people who give me their ideas of what they want me to build, and I'll pick 1 cent a week now. And then I'll make it, and the following week I'll let people know what I think of it. And if I thought it was like an A or B, like it was a really good scent that I thought was a really good scent, then it goes on the website for a period of time. And if it's not, then it doesn't. But either way, the person who created it will get a free bottle of beard oil. And it's fun because I get to really understand what they're wanting, what people are wanting, and it's just really fun to build things that I don't ever get a chance to make, you know. So all right, let's see, put this on again just so for my own reference. All right, okay, everybody stop. Now let's pick this one here. Here we go. Ooh, number 2 looks like that is Logan.
Okay, is that where we started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
No, I'm confused because I'm like, okay.
No, it's a good question. Well, Amrit says I think Tiki got it. Why? Let's see. The Tiki got 4 though. Yeah, Logan won this one.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I've been trying to put the word stop between so we can use that as like the, like this. All right.
Then Logan, what's his last name?
Weirich. Weirich.
Eirich.
Yep.
All right.
All right. And just 20 more to go. No, I'm only kidding. One more to go.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd love to do 11 where everybody.
Oh, Alex, I'm only teasing you, man. I mean, I'm grateful you even came on the show, let alone do giveaways. So,
I was like, look, personally, I would love to be like, hey, look, everybody that's in the screen, message me, you got a free box, right? You know what I'm saying? But like, that's just isn't work,
Sure. No, I totally get it. Believe me, I get it. All right, so guys, this is for the last Beard Bento box, which is the 4th box. And so, again, if you could, Bearded Wolf, Bald and Beautiful, and Logan, if you could skip out on this one. We've got, let's see, 13 people in here now. So, wow, that jumped. So, let's see, we're going to do 5, 6. We'll do 1 through 6 this time. So here's how it works, just like before. Pick one number when you see the word go, and then if your number comes up first, then you will be the winner of this Beard Bento box. So here we go, guys. Get ready, get set, and go. Yeah, I put some 3-in-1 oil in that wheel because it's spinning a lot faster than last time. I was just having all sorts of computer issues last week. All right. Let's see here. Almost ready. All right, everybody stop. Amrit asks, how did I fix it? I don't know. I think it's the internet's just working better tonight. And I think because everything that was lagging is related, I think, to the internet. So it seems like,
everything's the internet these days.
Yeah, I mean, even the camera's working better now. The wheel's working better, so it must have been that.
Bearded Votto. If I win, I'll pay it forward to Bearded Votto.
All right, well, let's see who won this one. Here we go, guys. Here goes the spin. 6, 1 through 6.
Three was
number 3.
Big Man Bearded, I believe.
Yes, that's who I see too. Big Man Bearded.
Okay. And he won the gift card, didn't he?
Yes, he sure did.
Okay.
He won the gift card, which because of that was the mobile app giveaway because he placed an order on the mobile app. Yeah. So awesome. That is so cool. Rodney's cleaning up tonight, right? Yeah, exactly. Bearded Cheesehead said he should have went with his gut. Well, thank you guys so much for participating in that. And Alex, thank you so much for donating those boxes. Those are really awesome boxes. So.
If anybody has any questions or is interested in getting the box, let me know. I have a ton of discount codes that I can throw out or help you out. Definitely trying to with COVID it's been interesting. So Just let me know
Yeah.
if anybody has anything. Like, I know that we're going to be doing, a bunch of boxes with, a ton of products.
Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about your boxes is that you never really know what you're going to get, but they're all really good
Um, I
products.
I could tell you in the ones that like the ones that make up the last orders, right? That
Mm-hmm.
haven't gone out yet. I have a bunch of products in it, but like it has like a shampoo. I think it even has jam.
Oh, like beer jam?
No, like jam.
Oh, like food.
Yeah.
Oh,
I found
wow.
like a company that makes like small batch artisanal jam samples,
Mm-hmm.
and they like I was like, okay, no, but we had like I put a few months ago. I put novelty soaps in there that were designed for to clean your private areas.
Okay.
I didn't, they were called weenie washers,
Okay.
and really it was just because I like a buddy of mine sent me this thing on Facebook, and he was like, is this something you would ever put in the box? And I was like, I don't know. I think they're funny. The question is, can I get them for an affordable cost from the company, right? 'Cause I was like, and so I messaged them, and they were like, yeah, can you do?
Awesome.
They were like, would you be willing to do? I think it was like $2 or $3 a soap box, right? And I was like, yeah, I'd be fine with that. And they were like, great, we'll have them out overnight. You know,
Wow.
it was like they were just a donut shaped soap. They weren't
Mm-hmm.
anything like, it was just a soap shaped like a ring, and then they just named the novelty product names, like
Yeah. What's up, Jake Reed?
blue balls or something.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything remarkable. I mean, the last time I did a novelty shaped soap, I got like 8 emails.
Oh, like what were the emails? Like were they? What was the feedback?
I had done these soap bars that were shaped like a Claymore military mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that,
Yeah.
right? Okay. I thought they were funny, right? Like, look, I find like a large amount of the people, especially in the Instagram beer community, are vets, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, they'll get a kick out of this as it being just like a stupid, generic kind of novelty shaped soap. Like at the end of the day, it's still just a bar of soap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all they did is they put it in a mold that makes it look like X, right? And I got
Yeah.
this email of this woman, and she was like, "Oh, so
Like,
mad about the soap because, like, I was like, I don't get it, man. Like, like,
yeah. I mean, you can't please everybody. You're gonna every now and then you're gonna do something that's gonna be like,
no, I mean, I just was like,
shock her or something, or shock someone.
I was just like, look, you have to understand that like 90% of my customer base is like conservative, Second Amendment, like,
Mm-hmm.
let's
See you
not
soon,
talk-
Mike.
vets, right? So
Yep.
me submitting a product in the box that like appeals to that demographic is like what I'm supposed to be doing, right? You know what I mean? Like,
Sure. I totally agree.
and I was like, and I'm sorry if this product didn't resonate with you, but I wanted to be like, you're a woman. This isn't supposed to resonate with you to begin with, right? Like, I even think the scent was like whiskey and bad decisions or something, like, like,
Mm-hmm.
like
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that thing. Yeah.
they're from.
But yeah, I know what you mean. That I've heard of that whiskey and bad decisions. I can't remember who it's from, but yeah, I remember reading about that, and they were like, yeah, they make good products from what I could read.
Yeah, it's just a soap bar. Like at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, it's just a soap bar. Like I was like, I don't get it.
Is it worse than wearing my stickers, guy?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is the where are my stickers? Is that the Black Rebel?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, or whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's worse. It was worse than that. The issue became because apparently on the packaging, unbeknownst to me, because I never read the box that the soap comes in, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would I? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, do you read every text on every product you buy, right? You know what I mean? Like, I when the box came, I opened up the box to make sure the soap wasn't damaged, right? I pulled one out. I smelled it. I looked at it. I put it back in its little packaging box that they had designed for the product, and I went great. And I didn't look at it until I packaged the order, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I was looking at it, it was just to put them into the boxes or whatever. And
Yeah.
so I didn't realize that on the back of it is the company that makes it is very pro-Trump, right? It's very pro-Trump.
I got you. Okay. Yeah.
And they didn't like that. And I was like, look, that's not on me to, I'm not selling their political, affiliation. I'm
Sure. No, I get it. I mean, you never know when you're ordering things like that. If it's a random sampling of different companies' products, you have to expect that different companies are going to have different,
views.
political views. They're going to have different world views, and so if you don't like that product, just take it out and throw it away if you really don't like it, or give it to someone else. But yeah, you can't be held responsible for that.
Don't send me a 2-page long email about how you're offended by my box and stuff. And I was like, all right, luckily I haven't gotten those in a long time.
I'd be like, but did you try the soap? Was it good?
Yeah, no, okay. I think the stickers guy, I think that's a mixed bag that we won't go into right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean that's another issue for a different company. And one of the things I always try to do is avoid drama, and to me that's one of the things that I've already seen has caused a little bit of drama, even for me. So I'm sticking out of that one.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to voice my opinion, but then I'm like, we'll just stay out of that drama,
Sure. Yeah, and as a company owner, I mean, seriously, as a company owner, if you guys ever have your own businesses or doing things, one of the best things you can do is to, in my opinion, to stay out of drama. Don't necessarily take a side unless it is so beyond the pale that it is really bothering you from a conscious point of view. Other than that, if it's something that is not bothering your conscious, then I would just ignore it, because it's just going to be like a wave. It's going to go over, and then next week it'll be something different. Seriously, if you're running a business, that's how you got to operate.
I'd even say, and if it doesn't affect you, and by you I mean your company, and it's in a detrimental way, right?
Yep.
Just keep your mouth shut and move on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's something that is just trivial, then other than if you just happen to like drama and you want to stir the pot, which I don't like to do, but I mean, some people do, and they're going to do that. But in my opinion, the best thing to do is, if you want to, continue being, selling things without having people be like, oh, they're just a bunch of drama queens or kings, whatever they want to call them, then just ignore it, because it's gonna wash away. And if you ignore it, seriously, then it doesn't exist to you. Which is good, because I mean, there's so much drama in the community that is really, when you think about it, it's usually something because somebody's just being an idiot, and of course then people take sides, rightfully so sometimes, but I think
they feed into
and then it feeds, and it's just not worth it.
Bros, and then
So, Beard Talk with Kyle and Joe. What's going on, guys? Thanks for jumping in on here. Hi Kyle and or Joe. So it's good to see. Man, those guys are great.
How are you guys?
No,
I was just saying hi to them.
Oh yeah. And they've come so far on their channel too. It's just amazing. Oh, look at this. Justin Hip is saying, what's up, Justin? I'm wearing the After Party oil tonight that I got last year in the bento box. Good collaboration, Alex.
Thanks, man. I need to start getting back in on doing the collaborations and getting these things out. There hasn't really, I'm surprised there hasn't been that many, really big, I call it shooting stars.
Yeah.
That I've noticed. This company that comes out of nowhere and just, this year, and maybe that's because of COVID.
You know, for me, one company that stands out as being, at least from my perspective, a company that has really kind of shot out of the box and is just, to me, it seems to be taking off, is Aztec Beard Company out of Dallas.
Okay,
Jesus.
Are they on Instagram?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Aztec Beard.
Yes.
Okay.
I would reach out to Aztec. His name is Jesus, and really great guy. He was actually on maybe 6 or 8 months ago. He was running by a different name, a local name out of Dallas, and he changed his name to Aztec Beard Company. And man, he's doing some great stuff as far as like his marketing of his products, the culture. I just really think he's doing a bang up job. And,
okay, I'll have to look in. I'm looking for products for this month's box, so
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I think a couple years ago, it was Defined, came out of nowhere, and then like a month or two later, like they're this huge thing. I think the year before, because you've been around for a while, so I think like the year before would be like what, Bearded Fox kind of came.
Yeah, Bearded Fox was a big one up back then.
And so it's just interesting to see who kind of is going to be this big thing that just comes out of nowhere and dominates for a while there. I think Matt with Bay Area is doing really well. And definitely kind of killing it right now with a lot of the scents and coming out with the new packaging and all this stuff.
Yep. I know Sean over at 8-Bit Beard Company. He changed. He went through a name change and a whole change. Now it's called 8-Bit Beard Company, and which I think is really cool because it gives them or gives him a lot of kind of really cool looking bottle labels that he can plug in gaming icons and things like that. So that's another one. 8-Bit Beard Co.
Okay. I mean, I tried like a couple years ago. I was gonna start a beard products company with a buddy of mine that I played D&D with, right? And so we were gonna do a whole D&D themed beard company product, but we could never figure out a name that was like we had scent ideas. I created these labels that were probably way too complicated, but they were functioning D&D character sheets.
Really?
Yeah, like the idea would be that you'd be able to pull this label off, and if you could play D&D, if you knew how to play like 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, you could use this actual character sheet to play a character, right? Like, so the idea was that the scents would be named after classes, so it would be like, the wizard, the rogue, the knight, or whatever, right? And it would be like an actual functioning character. It just never panned out. We started money, and then it was like other things, and it just kind of never. We were just gonna do a simple kind of Instagram, Etsy brand, see what we could sell.
Yeah.
If we could sell anything.
It's always money. Yeah, money is the thing that always quashes things.
Yeah, because you're like, man, I'm like, I don't want to put up all the money. Do you want to put up some of the money? And it's like, so far, I'm the only one doing work over here, right?
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, it's a great idea. Awesome. Let's do it. And then it's like, well, okay, you ready to buy these, supplies so we can get going? Oh, let's hold off for a bit, and then we'll see what happens. It's like, I get it.
No, and I understood it. I was just like, okay, look, I created this label. What do you think? And it was like, great. I found like a stock photo that looked like old weathered paper, and we were gonna do the like printed on that label paper that looks like older kind of paper.
Yeah,
Some
yeah, like a
cool idea,
parchment or something. Mm-hmm.
where like every order would come with like D&D dice, right? Like maybe not a whole set, but like like a random dice. Buy because you can buy these massive bulk boxes of random D&D dice. So it would just be
Mm-hmm.
like you take one thing. Like they make some crazy expensive D&D dice.
Yeah.
By the way, no, they make ones that I saw yesterday are made with human bone, and they
Really?
cost $200 a dice. Not even the whole set. The
Just
single, like a single
a
dice
dice,
is
$200.
$130.
Wow.
It's
So who
human
signs
bone.
up to human bone? So what do they sign up to say when I pass away? I want my body to
No,
be used to create.
they're buying broken and damaged anatomy skeletons.
Hmm.
It was what it supposedly is what it says on the website. And then they're converting the ones from schools that are broken. They're taking that and they're building the dice out of it. They also have one that I saw was ridiculous. It's moose poop.
Moose poop. Hmm.
Yeah, there's apparently these Swedish moose release these pellets once a year that are like, I don't know, small, almost like rocks or something, and
Yeah.
they're mostly like plant matter and something else, and they take them and they get hardened and they gemstone them basically like a gem. They call it they make the ice out of them, and I was like, okay.
Hmm. Hey,
I'm,
but they're
I
what is it? They're Swedish.
yeah, they're Swedish moose. Okay, I
Nice.
watched the whole video on it. I was like, I don't understand.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess they come with Volvos, or you buy a Volvo, you get a free set of Swedish moose dice.
Yeah, no, you would not be getting the Swedish moose dice. You would have been getting like, I don't know, cheap plastic, like generic,
Yeah.
like whatever color it is, whatever it is. That's what normally I use. I mean, I'm not over here buying super expensive. Like I bought early on in my D&D days, I bought like an expensive set of dice, right? And I think I spent like
course.
$50, $60 for the dice set.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to use them, and I was like, I'm too worried they're gonna break. And so I've never used them ever since. They're just like in my bag. I was like, no, I'm just gonna go to these cheap plastic ones that I buy like a whole set for like $5. Because
Mhm.
if I lose that, I don't feel like I've lost like a substantial,
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense. But
No, I mean, do you go shooting?
I have not in a while. Like it's been probably 3 years now, actually, because I'll have more time in July. Can't wait. I'll have more time to do all sorts of stuff. Wolf says he's got to run. All right, thanks for stopping in, brother, and really appreciate you, man. We will
Yeah,
see you. And
Logan, you play Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, and Rudy, yeah, I've been playing D&D for about, I don't know, 4 years now.
Mhm.
I play once a week with pretty much the same group of people the entire time. Slight differences. This person using this person comes in, and stuff. No, I've been trying to get more into going shooting. Hold on a second. I'll plug this in.
Amrit, so Beard Bento, while he's plugging that in, Beard Bento is a monthly subscription box which contains various beard products and well as other things. And well, I'll let you maybe
It
it's
usually contains Amaret about what I'd say 5 products. Usually about 5 every month. One usually being a full size, and then the others being some variety of size of samples. Some smaller, some bigger, and then usually like a food product, some kind of food product usually included at some point. I did the jerky, and I've done other stuff. And it comes from the idea of what a bento box is, like like a Japanese bento box, but for beard products. So it comes every month. It's about $25 with shipping, and I switched to bags actually for a little while. I might be switching to bags permanently.
Oh, to bags instead of boxes?
Yeah,
Okay. I ship everything in bubble bags because
bubble mail.
they're
Oh,
yeah.
at the beginning of COVID, or for a while there in COVID, the company that I was buying the boxes from, Logan just direct messaged me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is beardbento. And just direct message me and be like, hey, look, I'm Logan from the stream. And then what I'll do is I'll contact you and get you your shipping information, and I'll ship the box out to you. They shut down. They had a COVID outbreak, and so they shut down. So I wasn't able to order packaging. So I'm like, yes, it's all small batch beer products. Mostly sometimes there's some other bigger companies for products. Like I had Duke Cannon products in the box. I've used Ballsy. I don't know if you know what Ballsy is. They're kind of like, they make men's wipes for after you exercise. I don't know. I mean, but 90% of it is small batch. I would guess artisanal quality beer products. Nothing is going to be like Primo or anything like that. Nothing is going to be these bigger brands. It's all going to be smaller brand products. I can tell you Ruddy Man will be in this month's box.
Nice.
So far. Maybe Aztec or maybe 8-Bit if I can get them. Try and lock down some of these other products. Like I've worked with Carrie from Defined a lot. As somebody mentioned, After Party was our collaboration with him, and that did really well.
Nice.
No, as After Party, was that Defined? Yes. Yeah. Silk was the one I did with Anointed.
Yeah, that was from last year, right? Yeah, in the bento box. Yeah.
So I've worked with Anointed. I've worked with a ton of these companies. It's hard to kind of keep track of. You and I have worked several times together.
Yeah, we actually. I remember. I still have some labels up there because for the first time I made 1 ounce beard butters, and it was a. It was, which one was it? It was the citrus, and no, lavender. Yeah, lavender, and which I don't even put on the site anymore because that was one that didn't sell a lot. But it was really cool to get that out to so many people at once.
Yeah.
So
okay, so it's butter. It's not just oil. So it's like shampoos, butters, balms, creams, shaving cream, aftershave, solid cologne. It's really a variety now. It started off, I think, very much just focused on beard only, right? But I would say I think I've kind of grown it a little bit, kind of tried to expand, and I see there's some resistance from people within the community towards that. Like they just want it to be focused, I think, on beards, and I'm like, look, maybe somebody has a shorter beard, but they want to maintain like other things, like they want to use like other kind of products and experience other products. So that's why I'm like, look, here's some solid cologne, here's a really nice body wash, here's some shampoo. Yeah, it's totally random. I pick 5 products, 5 brands every month. And really what I do is I try to find like cool products like 8-Bit or Aztec or something new or something a little bit different or some kind of fun product I find while doing something else, and I put it in the box. Like I try not to keep it being the same 5 or 6 brands and the same 5 or 6 products every month. And when
That's awesome.
I think it's becoming easier to find products now that I've opened it up to a wider range of what I'll accept to put in the box. Because when it was, okay, I have to I need a butter, I need a balm, I need an oil, I need this, I need, whatever. It becomes very narrowing, like, okay, these are the 3 companies that have this. These are the 3 companies that have this. Like, and it was, and also, like with what you said with like making 1 ounce butter, then became the added challenge that I didn't even foresee, right? Which was contacting you guys and being like, like, hey, I'd love to put you in the box, can we work something out? Like, like, can we work
Yeah.
this out? And it was interesting to see how many people were like, okay, you know, and then the companies that you think are like, okay, hey, I'd be willing to do this, are like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like for example, like when we put the butters in there, like that was something that was really, I had me personally, I happened to have like a whole bunch of those tins,
Yeah.
and it was easy enough to make those. I just needed labels. But then other things, sometimes you're not quite ready for, and
Yeah.
so but you're right. It all depends on what you're putting in there, and I really think like with your idea, the samples are awesome. Like that idea for people to try samples of things because they might, like for example, I don't have samples right now, but if I were to be able to make samples of a certain product, then people would try it maybe for the first time and they'd be like, hey, this is pretty nice. And then go buy a full size thing. So it is worth it as a company, I think, if you can, you know,
Try
make
it
it,
out.
try
I
it
mean,
out. Even if you
like,
break even, then people are
I
going
think
to still get product into their hands.
I think like and Amrit, like I'm confused by your question. Like, yeah, every box is different. Every box of products are different. It's not going to be the same 5 brands or the same 5 cents every month. Um,
Oh, I think he's saying like each he says is each box unique. So basically
okay,
every month you have the same package going out to X amount of people every month, and then the next
okay.
month it's a bunch of different
What it
things.
is all. Let's say I have 80 customers. All 80 are getting the exact same box. Now,
Hmm.
there might be minor differences within that box. Like if I ordered, say, a company and they sent me like a variety of scents in the samples, right? Because like that's something I have to do a lot because it's like, hey, I contact them, they're like, look, I don't have 80 samples filled in stock, like in that scent, but I can fill 80 orders.
Hmm.
Um, if we do a variety, like if I say I send you 5 of my 10 cents, I can
Hmm.
do the 80 you need, and I'll be like, great. So it might be that like you get sent A versus the next guy over here gets sent B, right?
That
And
makes
like
sense.
C, like but I usually try to contain that only to samples. I try to keep it that everybody gets the same like full size scents,
Hmm.
so that everybody gets that same big product. It's kind of like Christmas presents. Like everybody gets the same big present. With a little
Yeah,
stocking stuffer stuff, it's a little bit different. But you're still getting the same brands. Like.
that makes sense. And I can see why they would companies like. I just think about my own things like like after I stopped doing the farmers markets, I had a bunch of extra bottles of beard oil that I had made for the farmers markets. But since I wasn't doing it anymore, they just kind of sat there. And I probably should have reached out to you right about then and said, "Hey, let's do a bento box." But I ended up chucking a bunch of them because they would have gone bad.
No, I mean like when I contacted Bearded Fox, he was like, "Look, actually, I can throw you a hell of a deal for these full size." And I was like, "Okay." And when he told me the deal, I was like, "Oh, all right, yeah, we can. What's going on? What's the catch, right?"
Hmm.
And he was like, "Honestly, I've got a bunch of these in the dropper top,
Hmm.
or the atomizer top," and he was moving the dropper top, and he was like, "So I got to get rid of these, right? Like we've brought in like new labels." Um, no,
Yeah, I
you were
get it.
nothing to know the all the questions great, but you have any more?
Yeah.
Let me know. Um, but yeah, he contacted me and was like, I was like, hey, look, I'd love to get you in the box, and he was like, great, this is what I can do, right? And I was like, okay, and then he's like, and this is these are like, I think he gave me like a couple scents to choose from, and
Hmm.
one was one that I actually really enjoyed, so I was like, all right, let's just do um, that one. I don't know if and I don't always know if I picked the right scent, honestly. Like I'm like, you know, because it's like I don't know what people are gonna like. So it's like, did I pick a good one, or was this one like completely off the wall? I'm like, let's do this cookie scent. Great.
Hmm.
Like, are people gonna like feet, are they gonna want, more manly, or what are we doing here, And I think I
Yeah.
definitely stressed out a lot more in the beginning about scent. Like, I have to get the scents right. If the scents aren't right, people are gonna hate it.
Amrit wants fetish in every single bento box, even fetish wipes. Imagine. So I make fetish is one of my products, and
Yeah.
it's really a pretty awesome scent. And
What are fetish wipes?
we'll make them up if we need to.
No, wasn't it was it Dan Yankee who made the beard wash wipes?
I don't know. I know he's made some pretty cool things. He makes a lot of cool, like, he's been starting to do candles, and he's just down the road from me, actually.
No, because I remember, like, I think it was like a couple years ago he made little wash wipes, like disposable wipes, and I contacted him, and I was like,
Yeah.
but I think the issue was that
That would be cool.
they, like, basically what they were was like, let me remember those old, like, Noxema or whatever it was, like,
Oh, like those circles?
yeah, the circle ones.
Oh, yeah, and he put it in like a container like this, right?
Yes.
I do remember that. That was from like a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it wasn't really like it was like a stack, right? And I was like, oh no, man! I was like, I think the killer thing would be disposable packages, like little individual ones, like your wash wipes you get at the restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that way, like, you're out, you pull one out of your pocket, you rip it open, you're in the bathroom, you scrunch it up, you wash your beard out after wings or whatever, and you're like good to go. And he was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Don't know how to do the packaging for cheap. And I was like,
You know, Amrit gave me an idea though. Maybe I'll try to figure out how I can do fetish wipes
fetish wipes.
or something wipes.
You looked like, sorry, you said fetish wipes, and she's like,
It's all good.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're not.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a ton of these little interesting product things out here. It's weird.
Yeah. No, there are. There's some like. I mean, there's one that I see a lot on Instagram, which I think it's like, and it like I can see why people buy it. It's called Thigh Brush, and I see why people are like they have T-shirts, Thigh Brush, and they have like really pretty women with these T-shirts on, and like it's one of those like I see what you're doing there, you know what I mean? But I personally, with daughters, I wouldn't be like able to wear a shirt like that just because it just
What is
sends
it?
the wrong message. Well, you have to think about it. It's for beards. Thigh brush.
I still don't get it. You'll have
So
to. Yeah, I'll have to look into this.
okay, but I mean, the thing is, like, it's a cool product from a marketing point of view for a certain segment of
Yeah.
the people out there, but like, I could never do something like that and be
Yeah,
able to
see-
talk to my kids about that. You know what I mean?
No, it's like, I think it's like Black Rebel. I think has that affiliated company they created, Cube Lube,
Mm-hmm.
which is beard oil for your whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just
Yeah, I mean, something like that is a little less obvious, so maybe that would be something all right. But
I guess.
yeah, Logan gets it. Like your beard is the thigh brush. Logan gets it.
Okay.
Exactly. Keep the
Okay.
speculation to a minimum, but exactly.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Like I was thinking it was actually like some kind of like brush.
No. Well,
Like, you know what I'm saying, right? And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. No, but like they market in like Las Vegas and they market in places where there'd be a crowd that would be like
Can't do it.
hey, that's an awesome shirt, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
we'll
no,
keep
I
it
get
keep it PG. So we're trying.
Yeah. No, I I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
But anyway, I just from just simply from a marketing point of view, trying to watch different marketers pull things off. It's just interesting to me as a business watching how companies do these things.
I mean, I think Anointed does a really good job still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
out of Alaska, right? Anointed AK.
Yeah, no, but it's just like the way that they create the graphics and they pop out with this new scent.
Mm-hmm.
Sells out pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
And I was interested to see if COVID would slow that down, and it hasn't seemed to.
Oh, here's an idea. They need a brush that injects beard oil as you brush your beard.
Okay.
Imagine that if you could, like, you can just, you load it up with your latest beard
Okay.
oil, and then maybe you, like, push a button and it comes out some of the holes
Oil.
in the brush.
Yep.
That would be pretty cool if you could control the amount, so that way you're not getting oil on your hand.
My issue would be cleaning it.
Yeah.
How would you clean the ports that the oil comes out of?
You'd have to have some way that you could remove it and then, like, remove the tube or something in the brush to clean it periodically.
No, but you know what I mean? Like the tubes would.
They might jam
Soak
up.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Steven? Thanks for jumping in, man. We're here with Alex from Beard Bento.
Like I found somebody who's trying to make these toothbrushes that you inject the toothpaste up inside of.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If that makes sense. Like
Yep.
the end is hollow and you fill it with toothpaste, and then you like rotate and it pushes the toothpaste up out through a hole in the brush head, so you like wet the thing and you get kind of like
So that sounds like a similar idea. Yeah.
yeah, like it. Oh, and so I was like, I tried contacting them, and to no real like avail. Just like I
Like
tried
the-
to get that
oh,
slap
gosh.
mask. I don't know if you've seen Slap Mask.
Slap mask? No.
They're a new face mask company. You remember slap bands from when you were a kid? Slap bracelets?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it goes on. Yes.
Yeah, okay. The mask has one in it.
Really?
So it's a cloth reusable mask that you open up and you slap it on your hand and it wraps around your arm.
But what is it for the mask, though? Does it
It's
slap
just-
on your face?
Cloth. Like inside the cloth mask is the same thing that makes the slap band, right?
And it goes over your face
Inside.
instead, though?
Yeah, no, it's a normal cloth like COVID face mask.
Mm-hmm.
But the layers of cotton is this like slap bracelet. So what happens when you take it off like at the store, you take it off outside.
Oh.
You slap the mask on your hand, and the slap bracelet like holds
It
it.
holds it for you,
Yeah.
so you don't have to put it some... Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I get it.
So I tried to get those, but they were not wanting to be cost effective.
Mm-hmm. Cleaning would be easy. Oh, cleaning would be as easy when you comb your beard.
No, I'm just meaning like the ports for where the oil comes out, like that whole thing, like would residual oil get in there, and then what happens if it stays? Because it can expire and go like rancid, and then are you gonna put like the next time you go to squirt, are you squirting fresh oil, or are you squirting fresh oil and rancid oil bits that have been sitting on your counter for like days?
Yeah.
That's
Well, it wouldn't go rancid for a while, but although in the elements inside that brush sitting on your counter, it could go rancid quicker.
yeah.
So,
No, I think it's an interesting idea. I think it's one that you have to really kind of test out. It's easier said than just like there was a mask that I saw at the mask company that has ones that look like Western Outlaw like bandanas, but it's like a special material and it had filters. And they were based in Orlando, but the issue is just they wanted like $40 for a mask was their retail, and so even at wholesale, yeah, your face was like, yeah, I was like, because I wasn't aware of how much they cost, right? I saw like a thing that they posted on Instagram about these masks, so I just didn't even look at their website, I shot the company a message. They were like, great, right? You know, we'd love to. Then I went, okay, how much do the masks cost wholesale? And then they sent me the cost back, and I was like, is the decimal point in the wrong place?
Yeah.
You know, and then I went looked at their website, and I was like, no,
Wow.
they're in the right place. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes, you
Oh, it
know,
was
these
the beginning
companies.
of COVID, so it was like everything was about masks. You know.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so these guys think I can engineer this somehow. Let me see. Amrit says, Native smart enough to engineer it. Well,
We'll see.
that would be interesting, but it would be tricky. But that is interesting. Have to you know, I get emails like you get emails because we're businesses that like from Chinese manufacturers. Oh, like send me your specs or whatever. And like, I never respond back to them. But, yeah, buy razor now. No, I don't need. I'm trying to get people to not shave.
Are you looking to gain 10,000 followers tomorrow?
No, not by you.
You know what I mean? Do you get a lot of those?
I get that. I get, hey, here's what they'll say. They'll say, we noticed that your website looks really good, but you're not hitting the top search results in Google. Would you like us to, you know,
Help you with that.
help you with that? I'm like, well, what search? I always ask, what search words did you use? And they never respond back.
No, I mean, I just assume now that most of it's spam.
Yeah. most
Forget
of
the
it is.
company. I have it saved somewhere. But they'll audit your company.
Let's see, try Egri Pro mask from Amazon. And then, Logan, check out the Lone Star Stitcher on Instagram. Or the one from GOVX, which is the same. GOVX is what we use, too, to offer 25% discount to veterans and law enforcement, firefighters, and city, state, and local employees. That's GOVX. So they send me emails now about different vendors that you can get discounts with, and I've been trying to see how I can get Ferocious as to be on there. Yeah, I need to. I'll have more time in July. I'm going to start researching, you know, marketing efforts like that.
But yeah, no, there's a company that'll audit your company.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll go through and they'll deep dive and audit everything, and then I think help you figure out how to like build it, but I forget what it is, and it's not free.
Sure. Oh yeah. No, everything is. I always say everybody wants to spend your money. That's for sure. So be careful out there, guys. Everybody wants to spend your money. EG Pro. Let me jot that down.
I mean, I just been buying the cheap ones, and that's why my mask is so short, or my beard is so short. I mean, because I'm just like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a mask that I did, but it fell out of my Tahoe, and got all trampled. So, but I just use a regular. It's a black mask, but my beard sticks out underneath it.
Yeah, how do you keep your straight? Mine goes like this, and then I get like this line where it goes and it makes the L. You seen that where you get the mask L?
Yeah, I get the same thing. I have a video I put on YouTube about how I get rid of it. I spray it with water. When I get home, I'll spray it with water, and then I'll brush it up and down. And then I will put beard oil in it and brush it again. Or I say brush, I mean comb. I use a comb now, a Chicago comb. And I've been using that. And that helps, but you got to fluff it up first. And then you have to comb it. And then you have to basically put new oil in it and then comb it again.
Like one of the products I recently tried to find to get you guys is mustache holders. Have you seen those?
No. I've seen cups that are mustache-proof cups, but I haven't seen mustache.
Basically it's that. It's a thing that clicks on the side of your cup.
Mm-hmm.
And your mustache sits in, and it blocks you from like getting like beard foam or or something like that in your mustache, right? For your, and I was like, man, that's a cool idea for beard products. I can't find one where their retail cost isn't going to be too high to substantiate like a decent wholesale cost.
Yeah.
Because most of them I see are all metal and they're all like antique looking, and I'm like, man, if I could just get one that's like plastic,
See, Bald and Beautiful says he's ordered 2 combos from Beard Octane through GovX. Yeah, and Beard Octane, that's their full-time gig is doing beard oil and beard products, and plus not only that, but also beef jerky.
So,
But
yeah.
they have time, and I definitely need to get on to GovX and see what we can do because, I mean, I know that we could do it. It's just a matter of finding out who the right contact is. So let's see. Amrit says, have you seen the plastic mask that covers the entire face? It's a clear mask with glasses handles that go over the beard. It looks really corny. Plastic mask that covers the... I've seen some people in the stores wear these big, huge plastic clear face shields.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to me, it doesn't look like it would be effective, but I guess it may be. I don't know.
I mean, I think you're supposed to partner that with a mask. The face shield is supposed to block you. It's a medical grade device. Like, you're supposed to wear the mask, and then the other thing
And the shield?
blocks,
Like your eyes and stuff?
at your eyes, and it's supposed to block particles, and especially when, like, there was none of those N95 masks or whatever they were, and everybody was using the cheaper mask. The
Yep.
face shield was supposed to be another layer of protection to at least kind of block particles from going into your face, but I
Mhm.
mean, I don't really know how well that works.
Yeah, I mean, everyone that I've ever seen wearing one wears that instead of the mask.
Yes,
So,
I know.
it's
Because
like,
they
well-
didn't explain. They just said you can wear a mask, and
hmm
you know,
yeah, there's no point in just wearing a face shield. It always cracks me up when I see someone wearing it. Although, you know, the thing is, in Texas, they've eliminated the requirement by the state to wear masks now. So now you never know what you're going to
Florida's
see.
doing the same thing.
Same thing in Florida? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know.
What? We wear masks, but they
You
are
know.
the thing of requirement of where you have to wear masks. Now, I still think people are going to wear masks.
Yeah, I mean, people do. Like, I'll still wear my mask. It's weird, like, though. Like, I'll go to, here's what I think is silly. And only because it doesn't make sense to me. Like, if I go to get pickup, I'll go to, like, a restaurant to go get takeout.
Yeah.
And I'll go into the restaurant. I got to wear a mask to walk in. And then I go to the bar to pick up, place my order or pick it up and walk out with it. And I'm wearing my mask. But, like, everybody in the restaurant, once you're seated and you're eating,
You don't have to wear a mask.
take it off. And like, well, I mean, if you can take your mask off to eat, why do you need to wear a mask just to walk in? I mean, either, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
I
I think there's some issues, like, where was the place the other day where I was like, really? Like, you're going to fight somebody on this mask issue, and it wasn't even something like major. It was like, I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
but
Logan says he would wear that mask for his
Yeah,
coffee because
it's like a thing that I've seen, and it puts on the side of the cup, and it's got like almost like a handlebar mustache like shape, and I guess it's got like an edge, and you're supposed to, like, when you take a sip, like, rest your mustache in it, like, so it doesn't
Yeah.
drop.
it's like similar to like if I it's not quite as long, but like say I don't have a cup, but like if I go like this and drink, my mustache won't get wet. But I have drank coffee sometimes, and then when it's a little bit too long over the lips, then the coffee gets stuck up in the top here, and then it will drip down sometimes. And like, what the heck, man? It's like that's the one thing is I try to keep this.
Is, in this area with wings. When you eat wings,
Oh.
you get like the sauce in here, and then it dries out, and you get the crusty, like, hard air here.
Mm-hmm. That and ice cream cones. I can't really eat ice cream cones without a spoon.
Thick. Anything sweet, sticky. I thought about beard bib. What do you think about beard bib?
Beard bib? B-I-P?
Bibs.
Bibs. Beard bibs. Oh,
Like, you
No,
put it over
I-
your ear, like, and it's got like a beard shape, and it's got a hole, and you put it over your face, and when you eat, like, you put the food through the mouth hole.
I've never tried one, so I can't knock it really
No,
until I tried it. But
as a product,
it-
like I think a
I-
beard bib could be a great. Like I wouldn't say you keep it. I would say maybe it would be like the disposable face wipe. Like you throw it away
mhm.
afterwards.
But here's the thing though. I think it would look
Stupid as shit.
silly. Yeah, it would look just silly.
It would look like the dumbest thing in the world, right? I agree.
Like you would, yeah, like people would see you sitting there with your beard bib on and think, "What a cocky guy that guy is with a beard bib." I mean, that's how I would think, you know.
Like, you know, I'd be like, man, that guy who doesn't care what people think.
Or he cares so much about his beard that look, he even puts a bib. Not that I mean, I would probably say he's probably smart though for protecting his beard, but at the same time, it would still look silly.
Oh, it would be the dumbest looking thing in the world. But I mean, I think the people that use those mustache holders are kind of stupid, right? Like, if you actually saw a guy in a restaurant pull one of those things out, stick it on his cup, and then start drinking, you're gonna be like,
Yeah, I mean, at home I would probably use one if I had one.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think, but ads for him, I would see some guy like he's at the bar and he like pulls it out and sticks it on, like,
Yes.
you
See,
know,
Amrit,
relax,
is
he's drinking.
that's where the beard wipe comes in.
Yep.
Yes. Now, if let's say, like I'm just going with this thing right here because I just have this right here. But like, let's say you had a bunch of those like Noxema-sized container or
Pads.
pads in there, similar to. I mean, obviously it's been done before, but like, what would be like if it would have to be something you could wipe that wouldn't dry your beard out, it would clean it but not dry it out. So couldn't be alcohol because then you can't ship it either. But if you just put oils in there, I don't know. That's something worth thinking about, Amrit. That's really a good idea, man. I'll have to talk to Pete over at Damn Yankee and see what he did with his, if they ever worked. But then it says it can't be water based, which I agree with. You don't want it to curl up. But what about some kind of oil based? When eating pancake syrup ends up in my beard and nobody wants to leak clean. Just saying. Yeah, to lick it clean. Yeah, exactly. And for me, it's like seriously, ice cream cones. I can't eat ice cream cones with a beard.
Well, no,
I
I
can-
love like sticky wing sauces, like some kind of sweet spicy combo.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like for me, one of them is like
Chicken wings.
yeah, like chicken wings. And so what happens is I get it in my beard,
Yeah.
and I try to wash it out, but it's not. And it's like I'm gonna.
It's like you could, yeah, because if you don't wipe it, then
Well, no,
usually
I try and wash it out, and I try to rinse it, and it's like
Mhm.
doesn't matter. I didn't do a good enough job, and then like maybe 15 minutes later, it's like I have this huge piece right here with just like a chunk. It's like all sticky, and it's like ah.
That's when you need the ferocious beard wash.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It's a problem. So,
I was thinking, what about a loofah, right? That you could attach to your body wash bottle.
ooh,
So
and then you just
you could basically flip it up or squeeze, and the body wash would immediately go into the loofah,
mhm.
and then you just get the loofah wet.
But if you detach, you'd have to. Are you talking about detaching the loofah though from the bottle?
No, you just keep it.
Keep it on, because sometimes I've noticed like some of those loofahs that we get, like in the center, it's like maybe, I don't know, it's too big or something, and like so when you're going to like push up against your skin, you end up scratching your skin. So it'd have to be,
No, it was just an idea.
Yeah. No. I know. I mean, I'm just wondering how could you pull that off somehow? It would be pretty cool though. You'd have to put the bottle in the center somehow, and
Yeah, it would have to. I don't know. It's like, have you used Buchanan's body wash?
only their soaps. They're big ass blocks of soap.
Okay, yeah, no, they have big ass bottles of body wash, right? They have this stuff called Thick, and it is thick.
Is it
Yeah.
hot wings or ribs?
Yeah, those I think are the two biggest ones.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I tried to use this stuff, and I was like squirting it out, and I'd be like, man, I don't even like, like I'd be like, so I had to go buy a loop just so I could use it.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this is like not,
Maybe the same properties using your conditioner. Doesn't the conditioner have cleaning properties? So the conditioner does have cleaning properties in it, just by the nature of what's in it. But, of course, it would be something probably. I mean, it would have to be something with some of those same conditioning properties,
Product.
but something that when you wipe your beard is not going to leave. Something in there that's just maybe the same as the mess you're trying to wipe out. Just a you know what I mean? Just the product.
Well,
Use the puffs.
Did
Yeah.
you divide the container?
You talking about like a wash container to have like half shampoo or wash and then
No,
half.
like talking about the wipes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could you divide it down the center, right, and have like maybe instead of having the Noxema rings, so like maybe like a half moon Noxema thing, right? Be like some kind of cleaning one that has like cleaning product like in the white, and then one that you need to like wash or rinse the beard afterwards.
You could. You would have to get like a insert.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, like, so it's like you pull one wipe, you use that to clean the food out of your beard, right? But now you have that chemical in your beard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another one to rinse and condition the beard, and then you're like, good to go.
Yeah. I mean, you could. It would be tricky. You have to get something like. Well, here's another thing too. Like, what scent are you wearing? Is it going to conflict with your scent too? So.
Yeah.
But there's so many rabbit holes. But it's fun. Let's see.
I mean, I think the most ridiculous beard oil somebody sent me was one that was comes in an aerosolized can. You squirt it like a perfume, and it had CBD in it. Like, but theirs was like, whatever. And then they were like, we're gonna send you this bottle out. Let us know what you think. And then I was like, great, this is okay. What do you want for it? And they were like, we want like $30 a bottle. And I was like, no. I'll just keep the free one you send me. Have a nice day. I was like, I'm not.
Somebody have an affiliate code for Ferocious that they want to have Redneck use. He wants to get some beard wash and beard crack, aka beard conditioner. If anyone has an affiliate code you want to post up on here, he will save 15%, and you will get 15% as an affiliate. Oh, Brian's going, I think, right? Good night, everyone.
Yep.
Good night, Brian. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. HE. I think that might be his affiliate code.
Oh, okay.
What one's from Walmart? Yeah, that's always good in a pinch. But I don't know if those. See, the thing is, like, we as makers, we have to be careful what we put in. Like, for example, anything. Not that I would ever use a product for beards that has alcohol. Yes, Brian says his affiliate code is HE. So
that's my problem with a lot of these small batch companies' conditioners.
Mm-hmm.
Is the alcohol content.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put it in my beard and it just like immediately my skin like is on fire.
Yeah, that's not good. That shouldn't be the case.
And I'm like, no, thank you.
There shouldn't be a yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of somebody who sent me a product and I was like, I don't know what's in this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever want to use it.
Yeah. Now, I've always been upfront with our conditioner. Our conditioner is the only thing that I buy that is pre-made as an unscented conditioner, and then I do scent the conditioner.
That was clearly, I think, the company was buying it from somewhere, and I was like, look, I think it. I think it's okay, right? I don't know, like it just wasn't for me. Like I was like, I have sensitive skin to the sterilite alcohol that is in some of these co-washes and these conditioners. So
Yeah,
for
see, I
me,
can't see doing that. I can't see
so for
putting
me, I was
alcohol in
like,
it.
I can't see using this product. Like
Yeah.
and I was like, um, I think I think other people who have less sensitive skin could be, great for. I just it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna
And
take. Guys, stop talking about it. Someone's gonna take our idea. Yeah.
good luck. They're gonna have to figure out how to make it work. That's the problem. You know, like definitely, I think in owning a company, there's an idea, and then there's the
Mm-hmm.
reality. Like if you can take the idea and concept to market, right? Thumbs up to you, right?
Yeah. But
You know.
the trickiest part is coming up with something that actually works well
Well,
for anything.
I think everybody's had a ton of $1 million ideas, right? I think the difference between that you and that $1 million idea was the guy who was able to think the same idea that you did, but was able to visualize and figure out how to create it and actually create it
Mm-hmm.
into a tangible like thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I'm sure somebody had the idea of Amazon before Jeff Bezos created Amazon,
Mm-hmm.
right? But nobody made it, and that's what makes Jeff Bezos like Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos, right?
Exactly.
Like
Yeah. Like I remember when Amazon was literally just an online
sold
bookstore.
books.
Yep. And Borders, my
Nobody,
favorite bookstore, closed because of Amazon books.
no,
And
Borders closed because they had too high of prices, and they weren't adapting to the consumer standards. Like,
well,
like I
I don't
mean,
know, maybe, but like I used to love going to that bookstore because it was near my house back when I was,
yeah.
growing up. And then all of a sudden, Amazon books came around, and we didn't have Barnes and Nobles in our area back up in Rhode Island where I was at, and it was like, now where do I go? The library.
No, I mean we had like in Tampa we had like we had a Barnes and Noble and a Borders, and they were both I'd say maximum a mile apart from each other from where I
Hmm.
lived, right? And you go to Barnes and Noble, and they had like a lot of books, and they were okay priced, like. And Amazon definitely was cheaper at the
Yep.
time. Um, and then but you go to Borders, and they had like a lot of the same books, but they were like way marked up. Now I
Oh,
will
really?
say, yeah, at least for me, they were like definitely like kind of marked up from what you would. So it was like, well, as soon as you're like, all right, look, man, you're trying. You have this guy over here who's selling you way more books than you are at a way cheaper rate. You need to
Hmm.
kind of be like, I think Borders was more seen as maybe like an upscale Books a Million,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And they definitely had a lot more selection. I will agree with that. Like the selection was really good at Borders over Barnes and Noble because it was bigger size. They're a bigger store. Um,
Hmm.
it's just like, do you remember, GameStop?
Yeah.
Okay, so originally when GameStop first got started, there was a company called EB Games, which was like
Yeah. I remember that. Yep.
what happened is GameStop was going under, but the guy who created GameStop, his best friend was like I think the CEO of Barnes and Noble, and so he like went over there and was like, "Hey, can you give us like a ton of capital?" And they bought out their competition.
Okay.
That's why EB Games disappeared. Was they showed up and were like, "Hey, we're just gonna fake."
Yeah, I do remember that EB Games. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and EB Games was just a better version of GameStop. They like didn't treat their customers like shit, and they had decent deals.
Hmm. Do you,
You know,
so like, ever since, do you remember Netflix back before they were streaming and it was
oh,
just
when it was just
DVDs?
DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, why
Um,
didn't I buy stock back then?
Do you remember
Like,
Redbox before they got good movies?
yeah.
Like,
Are
where
they
it was
better
just-
now?
No,
Yeah,
but
you go to like the supermarket and they'd have like $1 and they were just movies you never heard of.
yeah, they were terrible movies. They were like knockoffs. Like if the big movie was Planet of the Apes, they had like Attack of the Chimpoids or something. Like, it was like the cheap knockoffs that you were like, man, who uses Redbox?
Sure.
Right? And then it was like at some point there was like a switch, and they
Mm-hmm.
got like the movies that like everybody wanted to see, and it was
Mm-hmm.
that Netflix. Even when Netflix first streaming came out, they had nothing, right? Like it was like stuff nobody wanted to watch. And you're
Yeah.
like, man, this is not going to work, right? And
We got a
then
bonus giveaway to give away. We just got an order, so thank you, Steven. So 1 second. All right. So every time we get an order here during the stream, we do a bonus giveaway. So this one is, and yes, Redneck says, I just made an order. So I just noticed that right before you posted that. So this is for a $10 gift card to Ferocious. And so thank you for the order, Steve. Mike Zarati, we're just about to kick off a bonus giveaway. So this will be a $10 gift card to Ferocious. So we have 7 people here. And yeah, look, we're still going strong. This is usually we cut out about 9:30. So this has been we're on for a longer time. So Alex, thanks for sticking around.
no, you're good. Yeah.
Let me see. 1, 2, get 7. So we're gonna do 1 through 3.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get something to drink.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, guys. So there are 3 numbers up on the board. So when you see the word go, if you can please type one number and one number only between 1 and 3. And if I pick your number, you will win a $10 gift card to Ferocious. So here we go. All right, let's see. These numbers start to come in. Logan, what is Super Mega Replay? That sounds like something I've heard of, but I don't know what it is. Okay, so, whoops, let me see.
It's like another thing of like GameStop kind of companies.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I mean, I don't know if that is. I'm just assuming that's
Yeah, it probably is something like that. It sounds familiar, but I just don't know. Do they sell used games? Because it's Replay. I wonder if they sell used games.
maybe.
All right, let's spin the. Well, let me put in the word stop. All right. And the number is number 1. So number 1 is Michael Zarati, back in time. Yes, you are back in time because you just won a $10 gift card. So congratulations, Michael Zarati.
I mean, there's a ton of these companies. I mean, did you ever think Blockbuster was going to fail?
So there, yeah, I mean, exactly. I didn't, but then again, see, that's the thing. It's like I was reading the writing on the walls, but I didn't take any. Like I just kicked myself for not investing in Netflix way back in the early 2000s.
The one I kick myself is Bitcoin.
Oh man, don't even talk about that. I think I've mentioned on my other previous show. So where I work during the day, does their work? They're experimenting with Bitcoin, and a few years ago, I learned about Coinbase, which is basically a company that you can. It's like a you set up an account at Coinbase, and then you can send money from your bank account to Coinbase and buy Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Yeah. So I, over the course of several, years of putting money in there little by little, I finally got 1 Bitcoin. Like, because you can buy a little fractionals of Bitcoin. It finally added up to 1 Bitcoin. And I was like, yeah, I have 1 Bitcoin. And back then, it was worth maybe $2,000 or $3,000. So it finally grew to about $5,000, maybe like 8 months ago. And I was showing my daughter how easy it is to, exchange your Bitcoin for another coin. So I changed it for something called Chainlink, which seemed at the time to be like on the way up.
Instead of
and it would start going down again. Bitcoin started climbing, so I was like, you know what? We're moving to this house. I want to just sell it. So I sold it for like 5,000.
yeah.
Well, 3-4 months after we moved here, now Bitcoin's $53,000,
Yeah.
and I'm like, gosh, man. As my boss says, God bless America. Like, I should have held on to it for another 6 months,
Well,
but
no,
you never know, you know.
What pisses me off is I had the opportunity in 2008 when literally Bitcoin was worth nothing. Like, I mean
Mhm.
nothing. To buy like a lot of Bitcoin. But now, you know what I mean? Like,
But now it's $53,000. So, like, is it really going to go up?
I mean, at the time, I think it was like 1/1000th of a penny was what each coin was valued at. So it was like, you know,
Yeah.
and what ended up happening was it was the people who were selling it. Like, you know, one of them was this guy. You remember the first Gulf War when they had the Kuwaiti Dinari like crashed because Iraq invaded.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a lot of people who bought a ton of. You could have at that time buy.
Yeah, Mike, it's hard to hear you, Alex. Like, you sound a little muffled. Is your
Like,
speaker...
Now,
Say something?
hello.
Maybe. That might be better.
Sorry, I think I was holding the microphone. Trying to start the iPad.
Oh, okay.
So in the 90s, in the first Gulf War, when Iraq invaded Kuwait, the Kuwaiti dinar became unregistered, right? And which means that the value of their dollar became absolutely worthless. So you're able to buy up all this like real Kuwaiti cash for no money, and then what happened is when we pushed Iraq out of Kuwait, it got reevaluated as a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So what ended up happening is people that bought, like, say, you bought $1,000 worth of Kuwaiti dinari when it was worth nothing. You now have like $1 million in Kuwaiti dinari that you can go take to the bank and exchange for real money, right? Well, when we invaded Iraq, there was a scam that went around that was like, it's going to happen to the Iraqi dinari. Right now that we've got Saddam, it's going to happen to the Iraqi dinari. You got to buy all this Iraqi dinari, and then when, at some point it's going to become reevaluated like the U.S. dollar, and it's going to be backed by the oil and all this stuff. Except for when all that happened, the only way you could exchange your Iraqi dinari for U.S. dollars was to go to the Bank of Baghdad. Like, which was still occupied territory. Like, it was like a war zone. You were like, you can't travel to Baghdad. And it was like, so I know, the people who were trying to sell me on Bitcoin were like people who I knew who were getting caught up in these like get rich quick schemes all the time and all this stuff. So like, I was looking at it as like, yeah, it's like the latest get rich quick scheme. Like I didn't think it was going to be anything. And then like a year later, it was like $1, and I was like, oh man, maybe I should have that. And then like a year later, it was like $10, and I was like, shit, okay, I've missed my like window. Never expecting it to hit like $50,000. Like I think I'm gonna buy some Dogecoin if anybody has Dogecoin. Trade some Dogecoin.
Yeah, I don't have anything in Coinbase anymore except for the Bitcoin SV, which you can't even do anything with. So it's like, thanks. So here's a question. Michael said, am I going to be getting up early for the farmer's market tomorrow? No, I am still waiting to hear back from them, actually. But that's okay. I mean, I've got a good day planned with the family tomorrow. I'll be taking my daughter to meet one of her friends in the afternoon, and then we're going to actually go see a baseball game. Not the Rangers. We're going to go see the... what is it? What the heck's the name of it? My mind is going blank. Anyways, we're going to see a baseball game tomorrow night. It's like minor league.
Oh, okay.
But no, so I'm not doing the farmer's market tomorrow. So I may or may, it's possible, perhaps, maybe, possibly, that I have some Iraqi currency.
No, I mean it's just it was one of those things that somebody I knew was buying it. And they're like, I own $20 million worth of Iraqi dinari, and I was like, okay, cool. They're like,
Yeah.
and
No,
I
yeah.
was like,
The one with Saddam on it?
no. The issue was that I was like, when he first started selling me on it, I was like, okay, this sounds like something to look into, and then.
Frisco Rough Riders. There's one I'm going to go see. That's the baseball team I'm going to see in Frisco, Texas.
It was like as time went on, the more he told me, the more I was like, this seems like a little too good to be true, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I went on Google and I typed in, like in front of him, I typed in Iraqi dinari, and the first thing that came up was, are you looking for Iraqi dinari scam? And I clicked on it. It was like exactly everything he's going on and why they're debunking it. Like it was like all this stuff, and I was like, you tried selling this back to your broker, the guy you're buying this from, whatever. And he called the guy, and the guy was like, I don't buy it back. I just sell it. And I was like, I feel like that's the scam, man.
Mm-hmm.
When the value
It is.
When the value's going up and the guy doesn't want to buy it, right?
Yeah. It's like, what's going on?
You got scammed, man.
This is the currency. Oh, I don't know. This might be a bad site. Here we go. Can you see? Oh, did I share? I shared the wrong one. Let me share another one.
Pardon, I don't know
Share.
this iPad flap thing to get it to stand up, so you hit the top of my head right now.
This is the currency that I may or may not have a couple of these from Desert Storm.
Okay.
But who knows if they're worth anything? I have no idea. They've been packed away with some stuff back from, when I was deployed, and I haven't really looked at them for a while. Oh, so Michael says the missions play the Rough Riders on the 18th when you go. So, awesome. That'll be cool. I like games like that aren't so packed. I have not been to the new stadium for the Texas Rangers. They just built a brand new stadium, and it's for this year. That's air conditioned. There's a roof on it, and I have mixed feelings about it because the other Rangers ballpark.
AstroTurf?
No, it was just a beautiful stadium.
I mean, one going to be AstroTurf?
Probably, since it's got. I'm sure it probably is.
Yeah,
But,
like the Rays.
Yeah.
I don't
See,
know.
Logan says, I hope this NFL stadiums are at full capacity this season, but I doubt it.
No.
It would have to. I'm sure it'll be like state by state too.
I mean, I'm hoping the Bucks go again to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we still have Brady, Gronk, a couple of the people.
I know. It's just so weird seeing Brady not on the Patriots.
Funny story about the Bucks. Personally, I am not a big sports fan. Like, I don't really watch sports at all.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I'm at the gas station. Car pulls up, guy gets out. He pumps his gas. This black guy that's there is hooting and hollering, and oh my God, making this big deal, I go into prepaid my gas and buy something to drink. Like, I don't, understand what's going on. Guy comes in and he's like, do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? And I'm like, no. And he's like, clearly are outside, probably with care as much as you do, I guess. If I knew who that was.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, that's JPP. And I'm like, who's that? Right?
Yeah, you know me.
And he's like, number 90, or whatever. And he's running off all these stats. And I'm like, okay. He's like, he's one of the Bucks players. And I was like, oh, okay. You know,
Hmm.
so I told my buddy who was like a huge Bucks fan, and I was like, "Oh, you'll never guess who was at the gas station I'm at." I'm like, "It's JPP." And he's like, "Picture it didn't happen." So I'm like standing there, and I'm like stealthily, not so stealthily, like taking photo of the dude as he's standing in front of me in the gas station, just being like, click, click. And he's like, "I hate you. You don't even care who that is." You know, and I'm like, "No, I don't."
Yeah, you down with JPP? Yeah, you know me. Was it OPP, right? You down with OPP?
Yeah. They should
Jason.
have like a commercial for PWC, like PricewaterhouseCoopers. Like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, the PWC."
Jeez,
on
that's
it.
a little. Yeah, yeah, right. Exactly. Jason
about,
Pierre
like-
Paul.
Yeah, and be like,
So,
you done with PWC? No, don't audit me. You know.
right. So Michael's right. He says he went and watched the Rangers in 1990 when Nolan Ryan was still pitching. By the way, Nolan Ryan beef is good stuff. Old Stadium. He was a kid and got Ruben Sierra to look back into the outfield stands and acknowledge him and the scouts with him. Awesome. That's a really cool story, man. That reminds me of the time when I was a kid. I was probably 6 or 5, and I used to watch Chips on TV. And I went to the Macy's Day Parade in New York because my uncle lived in New York City. He was an actor. And so my dad, his brother, took me to New York, and we saw the Macy's Day Parade. And I was sitting on my dad's shoulders, and all of a sudden I see Eric Estrada coming down in the parade.
Yeah.
And so I was sitting on my dad's shoulders. I looked at him and put the thumbs up, and he looked right at me and gave me a thumbs up, and I'm like, that's awesome. And then years later, I actually got to meet Eric Estrada. It's on my Facebook back when I didn't have a beard, so this was probably 6 years ago. And it was like law enforcement night at, I think it was Frisco Rough Riders, as a matter of fact. And so we went there since I was affiliated with law enforcement at the time. And I got to meet Eric Estrada, got a picture with him. But the picture came out horrible because of the lighting. So it looks like everyone has like all these dark shadows on their shirts and stuff. But
Did you have the chipped hair?
when I was a kid, I just had long blonde hair that was wavy. And
Okay,
it was
you didn't have the Eric Estrada haircut?
No, not really. I mean, maybe kind of looked more like Larry Wilcox, actually. John, right? Logan, Michael says, did Sean Marion put you on his shoulders and parade you around Walmart? And Logan says, I wish. So you saw Sean Marion at Walmart a long time ago. That's cool.
I don't know who that is.
There. Speaking of Walmarts, there is a Walmart somewhere in Texas that we stumbled upon. Let me see. Sean Marion. I'm not a big, huge sports person either, but he is a American former professional basketball player who played 16 seasons in the NBA, helping the Dallas Mavericks win their maiden title in 2011. He was born in 1978 out of Illinois. 6'7". But there was a Walmart that I just happened to stop by, and it was like old school Walmart. It had like this brown sign with white lettering, and it was just like, it felt like you were stepping back in time going into that. So your dad met Ray Charles. Awesome. Ray Charles would be cool. Well, of course he's dead now, right? But that would be cool to meet someone like that. Trying to think of any other celebrities I've met. Kiefer Sutherland, one time back when I used to smoke, I was in California, and I was just outside LAX airport taking a flight, and he bummed a cigarette off me.
No, I used to see John Cena all the time because he used to live near me, and so I'd see him at the grocery store all the time. And my funniest celebrity moment is, do you guys know Derek Jeter? You know who Derek Jeter is?
Yeah, I think that sounds. Do I?
former Yankee player.
Oh, Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was in like middle school, late middle school, right before high school, and I was at an AMC movie theater that's like near my house, and I'm buying the popcorn, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I look over, and there's Derek Jeter, and he's got like a baseball hat on, and he's like trying to be inconspicuous. He's like the guy next to me, and getting his popcorn. And I was like, oh my God, you're Derek Jeter, right? Like, can I get your autograph? He's on a date with some girl, whatever. And he looks at me and he goes, fuck off, kid. And I go, okay. And I immediately turn and I'm like, you realize nobody knows who's there. Like, it's just like, it's like if he wasn't even
Yeah.
there, nobody cares. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Derek
It's
Jeter.
like, what would you do? Did you?
Look, I'm like, look, guys, it's Derek Jeter. Oh my God, it's Derek Jeter. And then like all these people started flooding over to like try and get his autograph, and I just like flipped him the bird and left. Like I was like,
It's like, yeah, you should have just given him an autograph.
he could have been like, okay, listen, he could have been. Just like I said with this, he could have just been like, listen, man, I'm on a date. Like, this is another time, no problem. But right now, like,
Mm-hmm.
right? He could have been polite about it, but it was like he immediately went to like, fuck off, kid. Like it was like,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
like, boom. Sorry.
sorry,
Not sorry.
okay, you want to be a dick? Like I can be a dick too and ruin your like incognito experience thing here that you're trying to build right now. Yeah,
Wasn't he? I mean, I think I remember reading. Didn't he date Madonna or something? Wasn't he like dating Madonna for a while?
I don't know if it was him. If he, I know he dated Michelle Rodriguez at one point from the Fast and Furious franchise
Oh, okay.
before she came out as gay.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, it's like it's just interesting that the people you meet and stuff like that, just randomly that
No,
you
but
would
I mean,
never expect.
I've seen John Cena at things a ton of times because he lives like where he used to live in Tampa was like right near where my parents live.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen him at like different places, and every time I've ever seen him, he is like the nicest guy. Like no, like if kids come up to him, like whatever, there's no problem. Like stopping, taking photos, signing autographs, like
Yeah.
answering questions, like like it was him and some of his like the other pro wrestlers in Tampa. There's like a remember Celebration Station.
Yeah.
Okay, like there's a place that's like Celebration Station in Tampa. I remember one night he and his like my buddies and I, we didn't know when we went out there. We were like, hey, we should just go out there and like play putt-putt and like ride golf carts and whatever, right? And we got out there and it turned out that him and some of the pro wrestlers that lived near Tampa rented out like the majority of this place, right, for themselves, like have unlimited things.
Yep.
Yeah, kids were still coming and like all night were coming up to him to whatever. These guys didn't care. They would stop conversation, take photos, answer questions, and these kids, are the age of kids where they still think wrestling is real, right? And so they're asking,
What? It's not real?
it's not real. Yeah, they'd be like, how did you survive that cage match with like, whatever? And then they're like, they're like, oh, it was hard. It broke my back, but
Michael's got to run. Hey, brothers, actually have to go
See
for
ya.
good this time. All right, man. Thank you for doing these shows. Anytime, brother. Making us more than Ferocious fans. Part of Ferocious and the family. Good night. Good night, brother. Thank you so much, brother. Have a good evening.
It was funny because like these kids actually you could see their faces like light up, like oh my god, it's the Scorpion or whatever they're.
Yeah. Oh, when I used to go to the Providence Civic Center and watch wrestling, I'd watch it. Obviously, we'd watch like Saturday Night Main Event. We'd watch different times when wrestling was on TV. But when we go to the Civic Center and watch them for real, we'd get there early and we'd go to like where the cars drive in from where the wrestlers drive in. And I remember like seeing, people that were like arch enemies on TV. They're driving in the same rented Ford Thunderbird into the,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, come on now.
No,
but-
I when I was I think in 4th grade, 5th grade, like was when wrestling kind of came cool within my like, you know, whatever. And I remember we went to go see a WCW event. Before this, I thought it was real, right?
Mhm.
Okay, like every kid, you think it's real, right?
Yeah.
And then I went to go see this event. WCW had come to Tampa. There was an event at the Ice Palace. We went to go see it, and you could just immediately tell how fake it was. Like, you know, and it wasn't even like we had that, like, I had really good seats. Like, you could just tell, like, how fake it was in person. And I was like, okay, this kind of, you know, the illusion. And I grew up, when I was watching it, it was The Rock, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, Undertaker, Goldberg, you know, it was like the mid-90s, you know,
Yeah.
early 2000s was when I was kind of watching it, you know, growing
So
up.
that was after I started, because I was back in like the Coco Beware days and
Yeah.
the $1 Million Man. Everyone has a price for the $1 Million Man. Randy Savage, King Kong Bundy. You know.
Yeah, so I mean, I grew up in that 90s Stone Cold, like, John,
Yup.
you know, Steve
Yeah.
Austin, 316, you
Yup.
know, time period, which, you know, I think back then, like, Stone Cold was my favorite, even though he's kind of the most redneck. Like, looking back now, you're
Oh
like,
yeah. Do you remember Hacksaw Jim Duggan back from a little before that time? He used to walk around with a 2x4, and he was pretty funny. And of course Hulk Hogan. You
Yeah.
know.
Do you watch Stone Cold Steve Austin's show?
No.
He has a show where he interviews other wrestlers about their, like, other big former wrestlers about, like, their careers and, like, big moments.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't. I don't really watch TV, really, honestly, because I'm busy with my day job plus Ferocious. So
Yeah.
the only time, sometimes I can get Pluto, the TV app, and I
Yeah.
can maybe like find a channel and watch that. But for the most part, I don't even know what's on TV anymore.
No, I mean, the reason I asked is, like, he had an interview with Chris Jericho where Chris Jericho talked about how they needed, like, something happened where Chris Jericho's, like, hype guy couldn't show up, right? And so they needed a hype guy to go out with him and, like, be the mad dog and, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
up his villain attitude. So the guy they got was just one of the truck drivers. They, like, threw him in, like, spare parts of costumes and were like, go out there, you're gonna do this. And eventually it kept growing where they, like, the fans loved this guy, so where he kept coming out. Eventually he's like, when do I get my contract? And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm a wrestler now, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
when do I get my vignettes? Like, when do I get to become, like, a character? What's my character gonna be? Like, all this stuff. And they were like, no, we gotta let you go.
Aw, yeah. And reminds me of, I don't know why I thought of it, but Mean Gene, the guy who would interview people,
Yeah.
Mean Gene Okerlund, and then he became a referee, I think. Well, no, maybe he didn't. Maybe he did not. But he'd be in the ring, and that bald guy with a mustache. He was
They
pretty
are.
cool. Let's see. Logan says, can't forget Jeff Hardy and the Rock Viking.
I think
Yeah,
there was a
there's-
lot of the Attitude Era was definitely a really cool wrestling era.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's see. It is 10:51, so I'm thinking that I want to do one more giveaway,
Okay.
and I think we'll probably close out the show around, just after that, just because
How many people are left in the thing?
we've got 4.
Okay.
So we're going to do a $25 gift card to Ferocious. So because there's only, well, now there's 3. But so we'll, whoops, hold on one second. Hit the wrong button. Let's see here. Here we go. All right, so since there's just 3 people here, I guess we'll just pick a number between 1 and 2. Make it quick. See, so each person has a 33.3% chance of winning. All right, so one number between 1 and 2. One number between 1 and 2 when you see the word go. Here you go.
I met Stevie Wonder once, but he never knew it.
Yeah. I actually saw Stevie Wonder in concert before. He put on a good show, actually. That was like 86. My first concert was Heart.
Okay.
I don't know who you saw for your first concert.
Like that I went without like my parents. That was like my friends.
Yeah.
Kenny Chesney.
Okay. I like Kenny Chesney.
Um,
All right, so let's see. Let's spin the wheel here and see who's going to win. Everybody stop. So we got how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 entrants. All right, cool. So let's see. Number 1. Logan. So Logan, you won a $25 gift card. So I'll send that off to you. And you also won box number 3 from Alex over at Beard Bento. So congratulations. It paid off tonight. Oops. Did we lose Alex? Yep, we lost Alex, guys. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for jumping in on here. I know we went kind of a bit longer than normal. But it's been a fun night. I really appreciate talking to Alex, making sure he's okay first and foremost, because I know, with his health issues coming up. Oh, here we go.
You there?
He's back. Yep, there he is.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button and I exited out of the tab.
Oh, Logan has a new email. Let's see. Send that email to me if you can, Logan, or because what I want to try to do. Oops, he closed himself out again. I want to make sure that. Yeah, can you email so you have it? You got a new phone? Yeah, absolutely. Just send me that email and just say, hey, it's me, and I got a new email, and I will definitely make sure I get that to you, brother. So here we go.
Got it. Yeah, I figure out what I'm doing wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's when you if you're on this and you hit comments, it fills up the whole board.
Right,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, and then it clears. Then you hit the wrong thing to close it. And
Yeah, I hit the X on the tab, not.
Oh, gotcha. No worries.
Yeah, so I'm like, at least I was doing it now and not later.
All right. Yeah. So stick around, Alex, after the show. But guys, thank you so much for a wonderful evening again, and have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be in the 70s or 80s, I think, here. And don't forget to, if you go to Ferocious, if you use not the app, but if you use just the website, if you spend over $25, you can select a free beard oil as well. So can't wait to let you guys try those scents if you haven't already. So anyhow, have a great weekend, and we will see you on Tuesday for the Collaboration Corner, which is back again, a weekly show. Take care, guys.